What is up, party people, and welcome back to another exciting WordPress tutorial. My name is Daryl Wilson, and today in this video, I'll be walking you through how to create a hotel booking website with WordPress step by step. So if you've ever wanted to build your own hotel booking website, very similar to the Marriott or the Westin or the Hilton, today I'll walk you through how to build one step by step. And you don't need to have any experience of websites or knowledge of coding. You can be a complete noob and follow this tutorial. So first, let me show you all the website that we're gonna make today in this video. All right, so here's the hotel booking website I'll be showing you how to make today in this video. As you can tell, this website looks really professional and modern. Now, you will receive this free template in this video with several pages to help get you started with your hotel booking website. It comes with everything you need, such as a room section, testimonials, a frequently asked questions section, and a whole lot more. We designed this website from the ground up and is fully responsive for all devices such as PC, tablets, and all mobile devices. We also have different variations of this homepage that are included for free with this template, and I'll walk you through how to import them later in the video. So let's go back to the landing page. Now, I do realize many people watching this might have guests arriving from various locations or countries. Your hotel booking website will be completely multilingual. Users visiting your website can select their preferred language, and the entire website will automatically translate to their native language. This makes it really easy for users to book on your website when English is not their first language. So next, I'll book a room. Here I'll select a check-in date. So I'll select maybe the 20th to the 21st. We'll select one night. Here you can select the number of rooms you like. You can also select adults and children, and then I'll click on Book Now. In the next section, your customers will be brought to a really clean and professional listing page. First, here at the top, you'll notice that we have these steps sections, which makes it really simple for your users to understand the booking process. So after that, you'll see a list of rooms and what we have to offer. It's neatly arranged in a really nice, clean format. So here we have our first room, right? We have the title of the room, some description. We also show the amenities that we offer. We display the number recommended of adults and the total of the price for the room. Additionally, if they click on this plus icon here at the top, they'll get a quick view of the room with a full description of the room and everything the room offers. With this feature, users can navigate through all of your listings without going to another page. So next, I'll go ahead and select a room. On the next page, you'll see a full description of the room. On this page, we can upload various images for our room, and we can add as much description as we'd like for our hotel room. Below that, you'll see we offer various pricing plans per room. You can offer various pricing plans depending on the room location of your hotel. So here we have a few rates. The first option shows a non-refundable rate, which is the cheapest. The second is the standard rate with breakfast included and free cancellation. And the last one that we offer is breakfast, lunch, and dinner included and is fully refundable up to 7 days before arrival. And if we scroll down, below that, we have several add-on options. So you'll see here, we can let users let our dog stay for maybe $10 more. We also offer an airport service for just $5 extra, and they'll have the option for unlimited parking for about $5. You can create as many options as you would like, and you can charge any price you would like as well. Next, I'll click on Book Now. And lastly, your customers will be brought to a really nice booking page where they can confirm their appointments, they can enter in their billing information, apply coupon codes, and see a general overview about their booking. You will also have several different payment methods such as pay on arrival, credit cards, bank transfers, PayPal, and a lot more. After booking their room, your customers will be brought to a confirmation page. Here they can confirm their booking request. They may also ask for modification requests, additional services, and get a general overview about their completed booking. Now, for every successful booking, you and your customers will receive an email notifying you of a new booking with confirmation. You can also create custom packages and exclusive deals for your customers, and their users can book these directly on your websites. Now, you will also receive this entire template for free just for following along in this tutorial. We will also be using a drag and drop builder, so you don't need to have any experience whatsoever with building websites. You can completely change the text, you can adjust the colors, and modify the website any which way you'd like. So if this is your first time making a website, you'll have no problem. So next, let's talk about the backends. On the dashboard, you'll get a complete breakdown of arriving guests, departing guests, guest messages, latest check-in, booking details, and any information about your hotel. You can add as many different types of room as you would like. You can adjust the price to any price you'd like, And you can also add in special fees like resort fees or special taxes for your rooms. And the best part about this tutorial is you'll be able to link up your website with popular OTAs like Expedia.com, Booking.com, Airbnb, Trivago, and a lot more. When you simply create a room and publish it, it'll automatically be published to various travel websites at the same time. Whenever you make modifications to your rooms, these changes will automatically sync and update to travel websites and sync up in real time. Also, the products that we're using in this video have a great reputation in this industry. The product we're using is listed as an official premium partner for Booking.com and is also on the advisory board for Booking.com along with a few others. It's also been audited and listed as an official partner for Airbnb with excellent feedback. It also has various 5-star reviews in the WordPress repository and is the only channel manager for WordPress available. So this tutorial is for any type of hotel business owner, no matter how small or how large the hotel is. We also have this same demo website in case you want to check it out. I'll leave that link in the description of this video if you want to navigate the website for yourself. So you party people are in good hands. Now this website that we're going to make today looks incredible. The plugin itself is actually quite simple to use. After you use it for maybe like an hour, you'll definitely get the hang of it. Now we're going to build this hotel booking website in 5 simple steps. In step 1, we'll get your domain and hosting. Now a domain is the name of your website, like darylshotel.com, and web hosting will host your website online 24 hours a day. In step 2, we'll install a WordPress theme and import a starter website. We will import a fully completed starter website for you to get started with. We also do offer various hotel templates on my websites, and I'll talk more about these later in the video. In step 3, we'll integrate the hotel booking functionality. We will be using a free plugin to build this hotel booking website. We will explore all the features, set up your rooms, and we'll complete the websites. In step 4, we'll introduce the pro version. Now the plugin that we're using is free, and you can build the entire website using the free version. However, it does have a pro version. The pro version will unlock the full potential of the plugin. This includes various features that I'll show you how to use later in the video. In step 5, we'll complete the website. We will make sure all parts of the website are fully designed to your liking. We will also talk about how to create business emails for your hotel and make sure your website is ready for new customers. Now there is a very big benefit here to using WordPress and a standalone plugin. The great part is you keep 100% of the profits. So many websites will actually make you use their platform, but then they charge you on a monthly basis, they charge commission rates, and they charge you transaction fees for credit cards, which really sucks. So with this tutorial, you'll keep 100% of the profits that are booked through your websites. Does that sound good? All right, now let's first go to step 1. So there is a link in the description of this video. It'll take you to step 1, and that's to get your domain and web hosting. Okay, and this is Hostinger.com. Now, Hostinger.com is among one of the more reliable web hosts. They have great support and a free domain when you guys use my link in the description. Now, once you guys are here at the top left, if you click on this language tab, you guys can change the website to other various languages. So if you speak Spanish or you speak Dutch or Romanian or Japanese or whatever language that you want, you guys can go ahead and select your language right here. I'm gonna go ahead and select United States. Now, at the top right, you're gonna see hosting. So if I click on hosting right here, let's now click on web hosting. Next, we're gonna see this claim deal. So let's click on claim deal, and this will bring you to 3 different plans. So here we have 3 different plans, right? We have the premium, we have the business, and we have the cloud startup. Now for an e-commerce website, I would definitely recommend business or better. Generally for e-commerce websites, they do require more resources and more storage. So I do not recommend premium for this video. So you guys can always go with the business to get started, and you guys can always upgrade to the cloud startup a little bit later in your customer portal. So for now, just to get started, we can just go with the business plan. So right here, I'll click on add to cart. Okay, and the next thing is the time period. So here we have 4 different options, right? We have 1 month, 12 months, 24 months, and 48 months. Now, I would definitely recommend going with 12 months. 12 months will give you enough time to decide if this is for you or not. And you guys also get a free domain if you guys go with a 12-month or better plan. And just remember, you guys do get a 30-day money-back guarantee for any reason. So you guys can always get your money back just in case this didn't work out for you. All right, let's go ahead and scroll down here. Next, we're going to talk about selecting a payment. And the cool thing is they take crypto. So you guys can use credit card, you guys can use PayPal, Google Pay, and also CoinGate, which I believe is cryptocurrency. Now right here, you'll enter in your first name, your last name, you'll put in your country of residence, yada, 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 and then you'll put your social security number. I'm just kidding, guys. You don't put that in, it's a joke. All right, it's a joke. All right, and below that, we have this option right here where we can enter a coupon code. Now, $59, guys, for a year of hosting is already dirt cheap, right? But we can actually use my coupon code, which will save you guys even more money. So right here, I'll click on have a coupon code, and we're gonna enter the coupon code Daryl10, and then click on apply. And this will actually save you guys a little bit more money. So the price went from $59 all the way to $53. And of course, if you guys do upgrade to cloud hosting, this also applies for cloud hosting and all the plans at hostinger.com. All right, and once you guys go ahead and fill out all your information and you guys enter in your credit card information, you'll then click on the submit and secure payments. Once you guys do this, I will meet you guys on the very next page. Okay, so when you guys sign up, it'll bring you to this page right here. Now they're gonna ask you various questions, but I do recommend to skip it and just install WordPress. So at the bottom right here, I'll click on skip. So next it's gonna ask us what tools we want to use to build our website with. I also recommend to skip this because they're just going to install a bunch of various plugins and themes that we're also not gonna use. So at the bottom right here, again, let's click on skip. Okay, so next you're gonna enter in your domain name. Now think long and hard because this is the actual name of your website. In case you guys are total noobs and are still not sure what a domain name is, it is typically the address of your website where people enter to access your website. So think long and hard and just go ahead and enter it right here. I'll go ahead and enter a domain name here. So I entered in Wilson Daryl Tutorial, and what's also cool is they do give you other suggestions for other domain names, so that's also pretty helpful. So right here, I'll claim my free domain, and then I'll click on next. Okay, and the final step is now we're gonna register our domain name. So I first want to select the country where I registered it, so I'll put United States, and is this a personal or a business? I'll just select personal for now, and then click on next step. Now the next step is entering contact details for this domain. So this means you are taking ownership and registering your information for this specific domain address. So you'll enter in your first name, your last name, your email, and then your address right here. Once you enter in your details, you'll then click on finish registration. So next it's asking us, where is your target audience located? This is helpful because Hostinger will actually select the closest server based off where our customers are at. So I'm gonna select United States, and then I'll click on next. Now Hostinger is going to install WordPress onto our new domain, which is essentially our website builder. And here we go. So this is the Hostinger WordPress dashboard. So this is where all of the magic happens here in the back end. Now, if you want to see what your website looks like right now, here at the top left, I'll click on visit sites. And here is your new WordPress website. It is using a default theme called 2024. And you know, they just threw on some demo content and just, you know, some stuff to get us started with, but not to worry, we're gonna make the site look amazing. So let's go back over here and click on dashboard. So this is our main WordPress dashboard, and this is where we can access all of our pages, our posts, our general settings, and you know, so on and so forth. All right, congratulations on your new domain and website. It's pretty simple, right? So now that we have our domain set up and our website, now let's move on to the next section. So in this part of the video, we're going to walk through the general settings. I'll show you around some of the settings, and then we'll install a WordPress theme. The WordPress theme is completely free, and then we're going to also import a free starter template. How about that? Free, right? So in this part of the video, we'll walk you through the general settings and how to import the starter templates. Y'all ready? Let's go. Okay, now before going any further, I first want you all to check your email. So you're gonna see an email from Hostinger. It wants you to confirm your account with Hostinger. You're also gonna receive a second email from Hostinger, and it's going to want you to verify your contact information for your domain. So it should look something like this right here. And all you gotta do is click on this link to verify your domain. So click on open anyway. And this is gonna verify your domain. So now you basically claim this domain and you have all rights to it. All right, so just look out for those emails. Check your spam if you didn't get it, but those two emails are very important to click on. So let's go back over here to WordPress. Now, before we go on to building the website and hotel stuff, let's first talk about the general settings. So over here under settings, let's click on general. All right. Now you can always give your site a name and a tagline and a site icon, but you can do this at any time. So I'll just put like, Daryl Hotels, best cool hotels. A site icon is the icon that appears right here, but we can always upload them later, so don't worry about that. But I'll go ahead and scroll down right here. If you do speak various languages, you can change your language to, tons of languages. They have they even have like so many dialects. It's crazy, right? So you can go ahead and select your language right here. Once you do that, you'll scroll to the bottom and then click on Save Changes. Next, we're going to go to our Users section. So over here under Users, let's go ahead and click on Profile. So this is the Profile section, and this is where you can adjust the color scheme of your website. So you can change this from light to modern, to midnight, stuff like that. Also, if you do want to change your password for WordPress, this is where you can do it. And this is very important because if you do forget your password for WordPress, it will be sent to this specific email. So make sure you have access to that email. And scrolling down here, so next I'll see this set new password. If you click on this, you can then change your password for WordPress. Okay. Once you're done adjusting those settings, we'll go ahead and scroll to the bottom and click on Update Profile. All right, cool. And the very last option is setting our permalinks. So over here under settings, let's go ahead and click on permalinks. Now you always want to change the permalink structure to post name. This is important because if you do create like a page, it'll say your website - about us, right? It'll have a really clean permalink. And these permalinks here are really messy and ugly, and actually they're very bad for SEO. So make sure that you do select post name, scroll to the bottom, and then click on Save Changes. All right. Now let's click on the dashboard. Now, if you do want to log in and log out of WordPress, I'll show you how to do that. And this will allow you to work on your website from any location. So at the top right here, I'll click on Log Out. All right, and I'm going to just type in my URL right here. Okay, and now we're brought back to our websites. But as you can tell, we can't really log into WordPress. You'll see that little bar is gone. So if you want to log into your website, all you got to do is after your website, type in -wp-admin and then press enter. And this will prompt the WordPress login screen. So you'll see we have our username or email and then our password. So go ahead and enter in your credentials. All right, and that logs you right back into your WordPress website. Now there is one other option that I do want to show you all. Let's go over here to Hostinger and click on the Hostinger tab. And now you're going to see at the top right, you can go to H panel. So this is going to be your actual C panel for your website. So this is where you can, create business emails, where you can adjust how fast your website is, if there's malware and all sorts of stuff. So essentially this is going to be your main Hostinger dashboard. And this is your account with Hostinger. Now, a real quick little, trick right here is over here in our main menu, I'll click on Home, and you'll see that there's a list of websites, right? So right here, I'll click on Websites, and you're gonna see that under the websites, you can actually just click on WordPress Admin, and you can log in directly from Hostinger. So if you ever forget your password or, you just can't find that link for whatever reason, all you gotta do is click on WordPress Admin right here, and Hostinger will log you into your website automatically. And voila, we are logged right back into WordPress. All right, so now let's go ahead and talk about how to upload a theme. So we actually need to add a theme to this website because it is a little bland and boring. So over here under Appearance, let's click on Themes. Next, we'll click on Add New. Okay, so WordPress works by adding in themes. Now these themes have different styling options, and many of these themes control the header and the footer of your websites. Now today with WordPress, most themes are becoming less relevant because page builders today are doing all of the work. So whenever you see these demos right here, it's usually the page builder doing all the work, and the theme controls the header, the footer, and the archive pages of your websites. So we're going to use a brand new theme that I personally developed that's going to import beautiful designs, and you can actually customize the header and the footer of your websites. So under search themes, we're going to type in Solace, S-O-L-A-S, I'm sorry, C-E. Okay, and you're going to see this theme right here. You'll go ahead and click on Install Now, and then you'll click on Activate. Okay, now when activating the theme, it's going to recommend to install the Solace Extra plugin. This gives you access to more options and also a variety of free templates. So right here, you'll click on Begin Installing Plugin. And then right here, you'll click on Install. And that will install the plugin. And when you click on Return to Dashboard, it'll prompt you with the Solace Wizard. So here is the Solace Wizard. You can also get here by just clicking on the Solace tab right here on the left side, and this will bring you to the Solace Custom Dashboard. So after we activate the plugin, you'll be brought to the Solace dashboard. And this is where we can import some starter templates, we can customize Solace, and a whole lot more. But before we go on any further and import a template, there is one quick hosting option we need to check. Let's go back over here to Hostinger. So what you'll do is you'll find your domain. And for example, I'm working with this domain right here. All you'll do is click on Dashboard. Once you click on Dashboard, on the left side, you'll scroll down, click on Advanced, and then click on the PHP configurations. Don't worry, don't panic. I know a lot of people get nervous when they see all this, but we just need to check one box and we're good. Under the PHP extension, you're just gonna scroll down and make sure that Imagic is unchecked. So if it's checked, make sure to uncheck it, scroll to the bottom, and then click on Save. And you're done. That's it, right? Not too hard, right? Not too hard. So let's go back over here to the dashboard. So now let's install a starter template. So right here, I'll click on Start Now. And here is me, it's like, hey, what's up? We're making this theme, this tutorial, yada, 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 but you don't gotta watch that. Just go ahead and click on Start Now. And here is a list of more than 79 different layouts you can easily import on your websites. Now, me and my team have really stepped it up here. So these are complete websites that have, beautiful designs where we have teams making them, and we're giving them all away for free. But you can check these out on your own time. Most of you are probably building hotels or real estates. So on the left side, you'll see different categories. We can go ahead and select the real estate. So right here, let's go ahead and select, I think it's real estate or travel. Let's try real estate. So once you select the real estate option, you'll see this one right here. It's called Hotel Lux. These other ones over here are more for like real estate agents. So right here, we'll click on Hotel Lux. And here is a cool little preview of the website. So you can actually scroll down and get a good little, get a good idea of what the website will look like, right? And what's really cool is you can change the color palettes. So if you want to, change the color palette for your entire website, you can do that right here, which is really convenient. You can also change the fonts as well. So we actually have matched fonts that accommodate each other. So you can go ahead and select the color palette and the font. But all you got to do is click on the color palettes, click on the font style. Right here, we're going to make sure that we install the page builder. So install and activate the Elementor page builder. Once we select that box, we'll then click on continue. So next, you'll be prompted with your name and email. This isn't required, so you can uncheck this box if you don't want to sign up. But if you do, that's always nice. You can put your name and your email. You can choose to sign up for our newsletters or not. And once you're done, you'll click on Submit and Build My Websites. Okay. Now, Solace is going to build your website. Make sure to leave it on this specific tab, so don't switch any tabs. And in about, I'd say maybe a minute or two, you'll have a fully completed website. All right, and once you're done, you'll be brought to this congratulations page, and then you can click on Check Websites. And as promised, you now have a beautiful hotel website. So you'll see you have all of your pages up here, your menu, and you can go ahead and scroll down and take a look at everything. So you'll see we added in some demo content right here to get you started. We have some, demos of hotel rooms where we just added an image, threw in some amenities, some prices, and a book now option. Scrolling down here, we have some testimonials because those are always nice to have. We have frequently asked questions. Here you can probably insert maybe your Instagram or something else. And then we have our footer here at the bottom. Now, real quick, me and my designers, we couldn't figure out if we wanted a page like this or a page like this. So we actually are giving you two home pages. So I'll click on home page 2, and then we have this style home page where we have this video on the right side. We really couldn't figure out which one was better, so we just added in both. And then of course, the rest of the website is the same. So you can go ahead and select whatever home page you'd like. But let's go ahead and take a look at the other pages. So this is the locations page, where you'll see we just have some, some content right here where you can, you can add in your own content and adjust it to your liking. We have reviews where we can add in testimonials because these are always nice to add, and you can go ahead and take a look here at what we've added. And then we have a room section. So here is the rooms page where we just added in like demonstrations of what our rooms would look like. And you can always link these buttons to your rooms when we create those a little bit later. This is obviously just demo content. Here we have this, this video right here where people can play it and stuff like that. So overall, as you can tell, it's a really beautiful looking hotel booking website. I think you're really gonna like it. So let's go ahead and go back to the home page 1. And now let's talk about how to actually design these and edit these pages so you can change these to anything you'd like. All right, so let me give you all a 15-minute crash course on how to use this page builder. Now we're gonna start on a brand new page. So to create a page, up here under plus new, let's click on page. And for the title, I'm gonna put practice. Now over here under Solace options, I do wanna hide the title, meaning I don't want this to show on the page. So I'll click on publish and publish. Next, we're gonna turn on the Elementor page builder. So to do that, here at the top, I'll click on edit with Elementor, and this will turn on the page builder. All right, so here we go. We're gonna work on a brand new sheet, right? Now here on the left side, you're gonna see elements, and you can drag and drop these elements onto the page. Now here we have layouts. Layouts are essentially containers where you can add elements inside the containers. So here we have the basic elements, which is like, heading text, text editor, button. Below that, we have the pro elements. Now you can't use these elements, not unless you have Elementor Pro, but many of you don't need them, so we're just going to collapse that. And then we have the general elements. And these elements also, you can drag and drop these onto the page, and you can use these in the free version. So the first thing I wanna do is create columns, right? So to do that, here I'll click on the plus. Here we have Flexbox and Grid. I'll be very honest, Flexbox does have a deeper learning curve, but it does also give you a lot more control over the elements. So to get started with, let's go ahead and select the Flexbox. So you'll first see this down arrow and this right arrow. I'll explain more what this is as we go, but for now, let's just stick with the basics and just select a basic 2-column row, right? Now here, I'll click on the plus. So now we can add in elements inside of these columns. So for example, I'll take a heading text, I'll drop that. Now for every element, there's gonna be 3 tabs, and this applies to all elements. You have the content tab. This controls the actual content of the actual element, right? Then we have the style tab. This controls things like the color, typography, the fonts, and it also adds in other things like decoration, or you can add like an underline or anything, or, there's various ways on how to style this element, as you can tell. And then we have the advanced tab. This will control things like the margin and the padding. So if you want to add space in your elements, you can go ahead and add in space. And also they have cool things like motion effects. So I'll scroll down here. And for example, we can do something like fade in down, right? Or zoom in left. And you'll see that these elements animate with the entrance animations, right? There are a few other options here, but we're not gonna go through those because that's gonna be a whole nother ball game, and let's just stick to the basics. So now let's go ahead and add in another element, right? So up here, add elements, and I'll take the text editor and I'll drop it below that. And then here we can, add more text. Here I'll click on the plus, and then maybe we can throw in like an image, right? Let's put an image in between it, right? There we go. And then here I'll click on choose image. Now we actually give you all of these demo images for free. So these images will automatically add to your website when you import the starter website. So I'll just use this gentleman right here. And then maybe let's go ahead and click add elements. Maybe we'll throw in a button below that, right? So I'll just throw in a button, and there we go. Now this button can link to any part of your website. And what's really cool over here is under the link section, all you gotta do is type in the name of your page, and then Elementor will look them up, and you click on the page. And now this button will link directly to the Contact Us page, right? Pretty cool. Let's go ahead and click on the add elements. And then obviously we can do the same thing on the right side. So we can throw in an image over here, right? Just put an image, throw in this little image here. Okay. And then we'll add in another image. So I'll click on add an element, and then we'll throw in another element. So add elements, maybe some text editor below that. And then, finish that off with a, a button here or something like that. There we go, right? You get the point, right? Now for every element, you can also right click on it. So I can right click on any elements. I can actually duplicate this, or I can delete it, right? So here I can duplicate it. I can take this, drag it over here, or maybe just go ahead and delete it, right? So that is a little general rundown of how to, drag in elements. Now, one thing to note here is you can also duplicate columns and also sections. So for example, I can right click on this column, duplicate it, and now we have a whole another section that we created. I can right click on this one, delete it, and then right click here and duplicates. And then you can actually do this for the entire section as well. So you'll see these 6 dots up here. I'll right click on this, duplicates, And now we have a whole new section that we created in a matter of seconds, right? So that is a general rundown of how to drag and drop elements onto the actual page. So now let's go ahead and talk about the grid, right? So I'll go ahead and close this and close this. And now we're gonna add in the grid right here. Now the grid essentially just allows us to add in basically elements here, but we really can't stack them on top of each other. Let me explain. Here I'll go ahead and throw in an image, right? We got an image. I'll go ahead and throw in this image here, right? Now, if I wanna throw something else under here, you'll see that it doesn't really let me, right? I can't throw in over here, but you'll see how it kind of pushes it to the next one, right? So essentially, these are dedicated spaces for the elements, right? So over here, throw in this other image. I'll throw in this one. And then maybe over here, we can throw in this other image, right? I think most of the use for these are just images. There are other uses for them, but you know, I don't really use grid too much, to be honest, because it is a little bit limited, as you can tell. But that's how it works. And you know, you can add a bunch of various styles like collages, you know, galleries and stuff like that. You just need to make sure the images are sized perfectly so that it looks really good. All right, so that is what grid is in a nutshell, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and delete this. Now we're gonna move on to one of the more complicated aspects, and that is the Flexbox. So let's go ahead and click on add a container, and I'll select Flexbox. Now you're gonna see that we have the down arrow, the right arrow, and then we have these two columns. So now I'll select the two columns right here. So let's go over here to my websites and let me explain how we use the Flexbox. So you'll see these two elements, right? But if you notice, if I decide to actually take in a text right here, right? And then try to actually add the reviews, right? Like the ratings, you're gonna notice here that I can only stack them on top of each other, right? And this really isn't useful because I want to achieve something where I stack them next to each other, where I have this text right here and then the stars. Now with the Flexbox, we can do that. So let me go ahead and just grab this text, right? It's rating 4.9, okay. So now you'll see that we have this text, but I wanna align these together. Now with the Flexbox, we can do that. So I'll click on the Flexbox here, and now you see that we have this vertical, right? You can also do reversed, but I wanna stack them next to each other. So to do that, I'll click on the horizontal, and now what it's doing here is that it's shifting the elements together, so now they're like stuck together like that, right? In a really nice clean format. Now we can also choose to justify this. We can move it to the center, to the ends, space around, space evenly. And as you can tell, you can manipulate the elements here without having to adjust the padding or the margin, and you can simply move these around any which way you want inside of this column. This does give you a lot more freedom and flexibility to position elements throughout the page. So let's go ahead and just do center to the start, and we'll do like that. Now for the gaps, we can actually reduce the size of the gap right here. So for every element, you can actually reduce the gap. So you see here how we can actually just say, you know, I only want 10 pixels right here, right? And that's how we can use the Flexbox to manipulate these elements. So let me give you all another example. So now that I've showed you that example, let me give you one more. Here I'll click on plus with the Flexbox, and then I'm gonna select the right arrow. Now I'm gonna add in a bunch of images here. So I'll go ahead and add in some images. Okay, so I went ahead and I threw in some images, right? Now over here, I'll click on the 6 dots, and here you can see the direction, right? So right now it's horizontal, right? But we can also make this vertical, and that's gonna take all of the elements and stack them below. So you'll see that there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. I can also do reversed, which now you'll see that it's reversed, right? So we can switch the elements here, or we can totally like just completely reverse it like that, right? So that is another way on how you can use these elements and, you know, use the Flexbox to manipulate elements. Now another example is stacking in buttons side by side. You notice if you go to my website, darrylwilson.com, how I have these two buttons and they're perfectly aligned from one another. This is achievable with the Flexbox. In fact, that's what I actually used. So over here, I'll go ahead and change this color, and I'll just change the background color to red. And then I can go ahead and manipulate these elements. So I'll click on edit container, and then here I can choose horizontal, and then I can use these controls here to fully manipulate these elements, right? So I believe the one I used was just centered, and I just put them like to the start, right? So on my website, darrylwilson.com, this is how exactly we achieve this style, simply by adding in the buttons with the Flexbox container. So now that we have an idea of how to use the Flexbox, now let's go ahead and go back to our home page. So first I want to go ahead and click on the Elementor sign and click on exit to WordPress. Here, I'll click on leave. And we don't need to mess with this page, so we'll click on the WordPress logo. And here's a list of all of our pages. So here we have home page 1, and I'll click on view. So this is the current landing page, and now let's turn on the page builder. So to do that, here at the top, I'll click on edit with Elementor. All right, so here we go. Now really quick, I do want to turn on the navigator, and I will talk about that in just a little bit, right? But now that we understand the flex box, now we can take a look at some of these elements. So you'll see if I click on this flex box here, how you can see that we align all of these horizontal. If I change this vertically, you'll see all the elements are now vertical, right? And we can actually reverse this page by clicking on reversed, and then you'll see that this entire website is now reversed, right? So the Flexbox does make things a lot easier, as you can tell. So let's go ahead now and scroll through the rest of the website. So this right here is the About Us section, right? As we can tell to the navigator. And scrolling down here, we have our room section where we have a list of all of our rooms. We can also click on this right here, and this will actually drag us down to that section. So this here is the testimonial section, right? And of course, we can fully edit this, as you can tell, just by clicking on the elements, and then you can adjust this text to any text that you'd like. Now there is one trick I do want to show you all with a navigator, and then I'll show you how to add in a new section. I want to take this section here and I want to put it below the room section. So to do that, here I'll collapse all this, right? Let's go ahead and scroll up. I'll take this room section and I'll click on this and hold it, and I want to drag it above the about section, right? And then drop it. So now you'll see that we have this room section and the About Us section is below it. And there we go. So now you'll see that the room section is above the About section. Now let's talk about margin and padding, okay? So for every element, you can add in padding and margin. Now for this About Us section, what's happening here is we've actually added a lot of extra margin and padding. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on the About Us section here, and then under the advanced, here we have margin. So what margin is, I'm essentially pushing up more space for this whole section. But the problem is that now it's covering the rooms, buttons, and everything. So for the margin, I'm gonna change that to 0, all right? And now we have just a basic section right here. We can also get rid of padding, which is space. So after I remove this padding, all the space will disappear, just like that. If you want to add in padding, here I can add in 50 padding, or I can add in 100 padding, or I can add in 200. The more padding that you add, that's the more space, right? So essentially, padding is space and margin is where the element is starting from, okay? And of course, you can go ahead and, click on these and you can design these to your liking. I'll leave it up to you to go on your own and practice by yourself to drag and drop elements and get the hang of it. This layout is a little bit more advanced. So if you're a beginner and you don't understand exactly everything we did, don't worry. This actually is pretty advanced work, but overall, I think you get the idea of how to use this page builder. All right, so now that we have a good understanding of how to use this page builder, let's go ahead now and recreate the demo websites. So what I did on this page is I simply added one text, one heading, a text. This right here is a widget, and this is from the free plugin that we're going to install, so we don't have it just yet. And then I threw in text and also stars right here at the bottom. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and go back over here, and now let's recreate the page. So first I want to go ahead and delete this and start from scratch. If you do like this layout, don't worry, you can always re-import the templates, but to get practice and get started off, let's go ahead and delete this. So to delete a section, here at the top, I'll click on the exit right there. Wait, hold on, there it goes. Okay, X, right? Now to add a section, here I'll click on the pink plus, click on the plus, Flexbox, and then we're just gonna add in a 1 column row. So now let's add in elements, right? So the first element is this right here, most memorable vacations, right? So let's throw in a text editor. I'm just gonna paste in that text. For the style, I'll just go ahead and center it. Now, one thing to note here is you can always decide to use the Flexbox to manipulate the elements, or you can manually move the elements, okay? And next we have this right here. Let us be your gateway to luxury living. How luxurious is that? Here we go. Throwing that right there. And I'll just paste this. Now, obviously the text on the other page is white, but I do need to see what I'm working with here. So we're gonna leave it to black for now. Here we have this text right here. We'll go ahead and add in another text. drop it below. Where's the pink line? There it is. Okay. Actually, I don't even need to use that, right? And then below that, we have this text right here with the star widgets. Now, you probably know already, this was done with the Flexbox, right? So we're gonna add in a container here. So add elements, take a container, drop it here, right? And then we're gonna put in those 2 elements. So we're gonna throw in a text editor. Now, on this demo website, don't copy and paste it because it's actually going to pick up lines of code if you do that. So I'll go ahead and just type this in right here. Okay, so I went ahead and typed that in. So over here in the text, if you do decide to copy and paste it, it does pick up code and it makes more space than it's supposed to. So yeah, I just gotta type that in manually. And then over here, I will throw in the ratings, right? Put in 5-star, and then I'll use the Flexbox over here to manipulate it. So I'll click on the Flexbox, and I just wanna make sure that these are stacked right there, right? Or is it like this? Should we do it like this, but the stars first? How did I do it over here? Okay, we did the text and then we did the stars. Okay, so text and stars. Okay, got it. So then I'll go ahead and just put this in the center and also in the center as well. So we have this section and it's almost done. Now, the first thing I want to do is I now want to put these elements in the center, and I also want to make this a lot larger. So to do that, here I'll click on the 6 dots. Now the first thing is here, this says to achieve full height, use 100 VH. That means that I want this as a full width landing page like this, right? So we're gonna type in 100 VH. I don't even know what VH stands for. Okay, let's see, hold on, 100 VH. Okay, it looks like you have to drag it. Okay, it looks kind of weird. Yeah, you gotta drag it, guys, sorry. So now we have these elements in here, and we can use the Flexbox now to manipulate these, right? So I'll go ahead now and click on the 6 dots again. And what we're gonna do is, now that we have this vertical, I want this in the centered and in the start, just like that. Beautiful, how about that? So you can see here how we have the same structure. The next thing that we have to do is add in a background image. So over here under style, under the classic, let's throw in an image here. I think we use this one, all right? Now in uploading an image, there are some options here that I do need to discuss. So scrolling down, you'll see display size. So with display size, there's several options, and the most popular one is cover. But cover. So for example, if you have contain on, contain is only gonna put the size of the image and then it's gonna repeat it, not unless you don't want it to. So if I put no repeats, you'll see that the image is cut off because it's actually putting the real size of the image on the website. However, Elementor has an option for cover. This is going to forcibly take the image and cover it across the actual page so it stretches it in a really nice clean format. Now I want to close this and just give you an example. So this is an example of the cover, right? So it'll forcefully go across the entire section. Got it? Okay. Now this screen is a little too bright, right? I need to make this a little bit more darker. So we can add in a background overlay. Here, click on background overlay, classic, and here under color, you can add in various different types of overlays, right? So if you want to give it like a specific, like, you know, blue vacation-y theme or whatever, you can go ahead and do that. But I do use just a darker black just because I want people to see this, but I also want them to see the text, right? So now we have that darker color. Now that it's dark, we now need to lighten up this text. So here under this one, I'll go ahead and under the style, text color, change this to whites. But I do want to make this a little bit larger, right? Just a little bit. Okay, let's do like 20. The next one, we'll go ahead and style this as well. We'll color that, and we'll make this a lot larger, right? All right, maybe like 60. You can also choose to make this bold as well, right? I think over here I did make it bold, right? And I think actually I made it a lot larger, you know. Actually, no, I think it was 60. Yeah, let's just do 60. All right, there we go, 60. And for the next one, under style, we'll also do white. And then for this text over here, we'll also do white, and maybe I'll bold it as well, right? Let's go ahead and white it, and then we'll also bold it, because I do want to really emphasize those. And then we're going to add in a little widget right here, which is going to be our search bar, right? Now, one thing I do want to let you know that this right here is actually broken, right? So you'll see how it kind of goes on the next line right here. We can actually set that for every element. So I'll click on this element here under the content. So what I can do here is there's a little shortcut. up here, I'll type in a bracket and press BR and brackets, and that will actually force the element here to go to the next line. So if you do like that look, that's how you can achieve it. But we do need to align this in the center like that. And maybe we can make this a little larger now, right? So let's go ahead and make this a little larger since we broke the line, and voila. We now have that beautiful landing page that we created earlier. So let's go ahead now and click on publish. Now there is one thing I do also want to discuss, and that is the history. So going to Elementor at the top left, here we have history. Let's say, for example, you guys made a mistake. You know, you messed up. Everyone makes mistakes. You can go back into the history tab and go back to any part of the time when you're editing the websites. So if you did make a mistake and you feel like you want to go back, you can go through this revision and then fix anything that you have messed up. But yeah, that's just something I want to let you know because that's a very important option. So let's go over here. So feel free to go to the rest of the websites, you know, use the Flexbox, you know, use the elements, try to get the hang of it. You don't need to be a professional with Elementor, but I do understand that the Flexbox may have a learning curve for some, but overall you can make complete beautiful websites with this page builder. So now that we've completed this page builder, let's go ahead now and close it. So to get out of here, I'll click on the Elementor logo and click on exit to WordPress. All right, and I'll click on view pages. And here is a list of all of our pages, right? Now, you don't have to use all these pages. So if you ever want to delete a page, you can just click on trash. And then that page will go to the trash right there, right? So you have like the published pages, the draft, and then the trash. So now that we know how to use this page builder, now let's talk about how to add pages and also how to add them to the menu. So here is our brand new landing page. Absolutely beautiful. We're gonna add more to it in just a bit, but let's go ahead and make a new page right here. So plus new and page, and this is gonna be staff. Now for the Solace options, I do wanna hide the title. Here I'll click on publish and publish. And now we're gonna click on edit with Elementor, and this will turn on the page builder. So we did discuss about that you can use Elementor. You can also use the AI designs, right? So what I'm gonna do here is connect my website to Elementor. Now, this is a free service that you can use, and all you gotta do is sign up with Elementor, make an account, and then you can use their AI builder. So I'll go ahead and log in with my account. Next, I'll click on connect, and then I'll click on get started. Now, this is just an option. I just wanted to show you this just because I thought it was pretty cool that you can use AI on your website. So what I'm gonna say is, create me a 3-column row for my staff and make it modern and elegant. There we go. And then I'll click on generate. All right, so it did create us 3 layouts, and I don't think they're 3-column, but not bad, right? So I'll go ahead and select this first one that says meet our team, and then I'll click on use layout. And then you'll see that the whole page has been created using AI, which is really cool, right? So it created text, it positioned it for us, it used the Flexbox, and so on and so forth. And I'll just go ahead and replace these images with my staff right here. All right, I'll throw in this guy here. Oh, we'll throw in this guy. All right, and yeah, you get the idea. So I would now want to publish this page, and then I want to add it to the menu. So up here, I'll click on publish, and then let's go back over here to WordPress. Next, I'll click on the WordPress logo. Now over here, you're gonna see appearance. Then you're gonna see menus. Click on menus. Select a menu to edit. Now, when you imported the website, we actually created several menus for you, right? So this is the primary menu. And for pages, let's click on view all. This is a list of all of your pages. If you wanna add a page to the menu, here we have our staff. We also have our practice page, remember that. And I'll just add this to the menu. Then I can take this, drag it over here, and then I'll click on save menu. All right, pretty cool. Now let's take a look at our website. But really quick, if you do want to get rid of those home pages or you don't want them to display, you can just click on this and you can just delete that, right? So if you don't want these to display like that, so you can just remove those, and that is how you can remove pages. All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look at our website. So here is the staff page. I'll click on that. And this is gonna be the page that we created, right? So this is how you can create pages and then also how to add them to the menu. All right, pretty simple, right? So let's go over here to home. Okay, now before we install the booking plugin, we first need to talk about the theme customizer. You might have noticed here that we can't really design the menu, and also the footer of our website is also pre-built. We can actually design this using the Solace theme customizer. So up here, let's click on Customize. So what does the Solace theme customizer do? Well, you can actually control a lot of the elements on your page. You can build your header and footer, and also you can assign your home page. So the first option I want to show you is under the core options, you'll see homepage settings. Whenever you make a page and you want to assign that to your new page, you can do that here. For example, if you did like that homepage 2, I'll select homepage 2 right here. So as of right now, I'm telling WordPress that I want this now to be our main homepage. That means when they visit our domain, this is the page that they're going to be brought to. So if I close this theme customizer, you'll now see that under the domain, the very first page they're brought to is our homepage too. So that's how you can assign various pages as your homepage, which is a very important option. So let's go back to the theme customizer. Okay, so the first is the general options. The general options essentially will allow you to globally change the colors and fonts if you decide to do that. Now, this isn't required because Elementor also has their own global styling options. But for example, here click on colors. And let's say, for example, you wanted to change this green to something else, right? Just to see what works, right? Maybe a blue or purple. You'll see that these colors now all apply to a different style, right? And if we scroll down, you'll see that this will affect the entire website. So any of the elements with this specific color palette will go to a different color, right? And we can do this, we can change this, color to something else, right? Teal. I think that looks actually really nice, right? You can also do this to the heading text. So if you want to change like the heading text, you'll see that now this changes all of the heading text, right? But I think that's ugly. I'll change it back to black. But of course, you can go ahead and fiddle with this and change these to your liking, right? Now, I want to go ahead and change the hover here to our primary color. So I'm going to change this back. There we go. Okay. And you can do the same thing for the fonts as well. Go ahead and collapse this. And now let's talk about the header builder. So with the header builder, you can actually custom build your header. Now, Solace has a few different preset styles that we personally developed. So we have the first one here. And then we also have another one with the logo inline in the middle. We have another one with a search filter here at the top. And then we have another one with 2 buttons. And I think at this point you understand, the preset styles. So what's cool about Solace is, let's say you select a menu right here. You can now style these options. So over here under elements, so you have now elements right here, and you can drag these elements onto the actual page. So for example, if you want social icons, I'll take social icons and drag them over here. And then we'll go ahead and add in like a Facebook URL, right? So here I'll add Facebook. We can add in another one here, like YouTube, right? Put in the link for your YouTube. And then at the top, you'll see the social icons display. And you can add in more elements, like if you want to add in contacts, we'll throw in contacts. And then you'll see that we have this content element where, you can add in like your phone and your email, and you can adjust these and, go through the options, right? Now, also for every row, you can design the color. So here under the gear icon, we have the top row controls, and we can change the background color here to something else, like a red, right? Or something else, right? But I'll go ahead and change this color to black. And you can do the same thing for the middle row as well. So if you want to adjust the color here to like, red, see, you can change the color, right? And you can also add in a third row as well, right? But I'm going to change this back over here to the default. I think we had no color, right? Yeah, no color. And really quick, you see this button, how it's like, you can't really see the text. We can actually change this to like filled, where now it's filled, right? You can also go and change the color of the font and the button and all these controls here for the color. But let's go ahead and scroll back. And for the elements, you can also add in a third row, just in case you want to get, you want a really large menu, and then you can drag in more elements here in the third row. So that is a quick rundown of the header builder. As you can tell, you can completely build this menu any which way you'd like. But I do want to close that. I don't really want 3 rows. There we go. Then I'll click on publish. Let's go ahead now and scroll down, and now we're going to check out the footer builder. The footer builder is the same exact thing as the header builder. So here we have elements, and you can drag these elements onto the actual footer. So you'll see here that there is a button, right? So I'm not really going to mess with the footer too much. As you can tell, you can drag and drop widgets right here, and you can fully design this, or you can choose one of our preset options. And then let's go ahead and scroll back. And the very last thing is a scroll to top. So if you do want to scroll to top right here, on the bottom right of your screen, when users scroll down on the page, a scroll to top option will display. So you can see it here, and you can obviously change this, and you can maybe change the color to something else, maybe the link color, that green. And then we can increase the size of the icon as well. And there you go. So now we have the scroll to top. So that is a quick rundown of the Solace theme customizer. You can design the header and the footer and also other parts of your websites, but that's usually for e-commerce and blogs. So I'm not going to be covering that, but that is a general rundown of the Solace theme customizer. So to save your changes, let's go ahead and click on publish. Now I'll click on close. So congratulations, you now know how to use the Elementor page builder. Let's move on to the next section and install the free booking plugin. Okay, so now that we have our website set up and we know how to use the page builder, we got comfortable with it. If you need more practice, just like, give yourself another hour and mess around with things and get comfortable. Now we're gonna move on to the next section. So in this part of the video, we're going to install a free plugin called Vic Booking. Then I'll walk you through how to, add the search filter to your website. We're gonna create some rooms, adjust the prices, and we'll have a big party, all right? So in this part of the video, we're going to install the free booking plugin called Vic Booking, and this will give us the booking functionality on our websites. Y'all ready? Let's go. All right, so now we're going to install the Vic Booking plugin. So let's go. So up here, let's go ahead and install this plugin. So let's first go to the dashboard. And right here under plugins, let's click on add new. So up here under search plugins, we're gonna type in Vic Booking. All right, here's the plugin that we need. It's Vic Booking, Hotel Engine, and PMS. So go ahead and click on install now, and then we'll click on activate. All right, so once you install the plugin, here on the left side, you're gonna see this tab right here that says Vic Booking. Go ahead and click on Vic Booking. Now, what's really cool about Vic Booking is that we're going to import some sample data just to get us started out so that we know how to adjust the prices, the rooms, and cost and pricing and stuff like that. So right here, you'll see select sample data. Go ahead and click on select sample data. And then for sample data, they have a few different categories, right? But I'm going to select hotel. So go ahead and click on hotel and then click on install sample data. All right, so this is the Vic Booking dashboard. This is where you can get a list of your booking details, your visitors, how many people are arriving and departing. We also have the availability, so you can check availability for your hotel. And then we have forecasted, forecasted visitors. And then we have a booking calendar here at the bottom, reminders, and then this week's bookings as well. Now you can actually rearrange all of these widgets right here. If you click on customize widgets right here, I'll put do not remind me. Here you can actually get rid of widgets that you don't want. So for example, if you want to see arriving today as the very first thing that you see, I'll go ahead and take this and drag it up. Departing today, put that right here and check availability, maybe up here. And then, so you get the point, right? So you can actually click on this and you can add in more as you go. So they have several widgets, so you can fully customize the front end of your dashboard, just depending on what you want to see when you log into the Vic Booking. So now that I've entered all of that, I'll then go ahead and click on customize widgets and turn that off. And now you'll see that this has now changed. So we have arriving, departing, check availability, and so on and so forth. Now, before we go into the rooms and everything else, I do want to discuss about how to actually add the search filter to the websites. So let's go ahead and add that first before we start going through the rooms and stuff like that. So I want to add the search filter right here underneath this text. So let's go ahead and turn on the Elementor page builder. So click on edit with Elementor. All right. Now on the left side, we're going to scroll down. Keep scrolling. Just keep scrolling. We are going to find the Vic Booking widget, right? So I believe it's under WordPress. So open up WordPress, keep scrolling down, and they have added a Vic Booking search form right here. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to drag it onto the websites. Here that pink line is, I'll go ahead and drop it. And then we have this search form. So this displays the check-in dates, the checkout dates, the rooms, adults and children, and so on and so forth. Now here we have some options, right? So we can go ahead and adjust these to our liking. So the default adults, I'll probably put just 1. For the date layouts, we have human readable, which is something like this right here. And then we have the request information style. Obviously, this is a lot larger, and you might want to put this on your contact form, but I'm going to select human readable. The next is the months and days lengths. So if you select this, it'll display the months and the days length, or you can have 3 characters instead, and that's when they click on the drop down, okay? The next section is the category section. So here we can decide if we want categories. So as we create rooms, you're gonna notice that we can create categories. So for example, here we have hotel rooms, studios, and then maybe you can make one more like penthouses or something else, right? So you can add categories as a search filter if you want to go that route. Most hotels, I don't think offer that, but if you manage hotels and maybe Airbnbs or something, I think that would be more suitable for you. But I'm going to select no for now. Here we have force specific room. So we can actually select a room by default. So if you want your double standard room as selected by default, we can go ahead and select that. However, you can always just leave this disabled because this will actually only search for double room standards. So as you actually make more rooms and categories, you can decide if you want the search filter to only search for specific rooms. But I wouldn't recommend that because that will actually disable these other rooms right here and only have double room standard displayed. So for now, I'll disable that. Here we have for specific category. So you have the same option where you can actually force specific rooms to be displayed on the search results. These are disabled by default because you do want to display all of the rooms, not just one, but for those of you who actually want to do that, you still have that control. Next, we have page. Now for the page, we're going to select Book Now, Vic Booking. This is going to actually redirect people to the Book Now section. And then here we have layout, where we only have a default layout available. So now that we have this form right here, now we can go ahead and actually design it. And this is all thanks to Elementor, because this is a pure integration for the Elementor page builder. So over here under advanced, let's go ahead and first add in a background, right? So here under backgrounds, I'll click on backgrounds. And I want to add a white background. So let's first add in a white background, right? Now I do realize that, it's very boxy, right? So I want to make space. So let's add padding. So to do that, over here under layouts, I'm going to go ahead and add in padding here. And now you're going to see that the search bar gets a little bit bigger. And I do like that look, it's more bigger. It looks like booking.com. It looks like a suitable style search form. Now, one other thing I do want to mention that some people like to do is let me show you how to add in border radius. So I'll go ahead and scroll down over here. And for border, we can add in border radius. Now, what border radius does is that it actually makes it so the corners here are not so sharp, right? So you can make it circular, right? So going back down here, I'll go ahead and click on the border again. And the more border radius you add, you're now going to see that becomes like more of a circle, right? So now you see that we have that circular style. If you do like that style, you can achieve this with border radius. Some people do, some people don't. On my website, we don't have that, but on some themes we do. So yeah, that's always an option. But just for now, I'll go ahead and take that off. So I'll just put 0. Now you can also add in a border type, right? If you want to add like a black border, here I put solid, and then for border width, I'll just put like, 5 pixels. You will now see that there's a border around this just to give it more of like an elegant style look, right? In fact, you know what? I think we'll leave that on. I think I do like that, that black border around this because it emphasizes the box, right? So that is how you can design and customize the Vic Booking. Of course, you can use these other options where you can add in motion effects to it, but don't get too crazy because it'll get a little wacky, right? So now that we've added in the search bar, let's go ahead now and publish this. So up the top right, I'll click on publish. Now right here, I'll click on this little eye, and this will preview the changes. Okay, so now we got this really nice search bar. Right now it's really coming together, as you can tell. So here we have the select dates, checkout dates, we have the guests, we can select the number of rooms, we can select adults and children, and then you just can go ahead right here and search. So let's go ahead and select a check-in and check-out date. So I'll select November 6th to the 7th, one night, one adult. Now I'll click on search. All right, so here we have this book now title. We can get rid of this, no problem. And now when I scroll down, you're gonna see that we now have these demo data appearing. So here you'll see the date selected. Now we're on the rooms, and now we have a single room, a double standard room, and a triple room deluxe, and a studio with balcony. Here we have the prices, and then we have the number of people recommended, and we also have the amenities. Now, this is also listed in euros, but we can change this to the US dollars. In fact, you can change this to any currency that you'd like. So let's just go ahead and walk through one really quick. I'll go ahead and select the single room. When a user selects a single room, it'll then bring them to this page right here, where they can go ahead and add in as much description. Here we have the characteristics, we have the price, refundable, and then standard rates. I'll just select the non-refundable rate. Scrolling down here, and now you'll see that we have the total. People can enter in coupon codes, their billing information, they can add special requests, and then they can go ahead and confirm the reservation. So let me go ahead and fill this out really quick. Here we go. Go ahead and just fill this out. Let's see if I can just get away with that, huh? Here, I'll click on confirm reservation. And there we go. So our booking is confirmed. You can see people can check in. We have 1 adult, non-refundable rate, 60 euros, and we are all set and ready to rock and roll. So that is a great walkthrough of how users can go ahead and book on your booking website, right? Now, of course, we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of things to change. Obviously, you might not want this big banner right here. In fact, you can actually add in your own, but we'll talk more about how to design this page after we talk about the free basic settings. So now that we have an understanding of the booking process, let's go ahead and go back to the options. So let's go over here to dashboard, and then I'll click on Vic booking. Now, really quick, we did book something, right? So right away, we got this little notification up here about a new confirmed booking. If we scroll down, you'll see latest events, and you'll see that we have this booking. If I click on this booking, it'll then show the details, right? So here under booking details, it shows the name of the person, the email, and all the information. We can actually send them a custom email if we decide to go that route as well. But before we go into the bookings and all that stuff, let's just go back to the basics and talk about rooms. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go to rooms and click on categories. So categories work by adding in categories for your rooms. So for example, here we have hotel rooms, studios, right? But you might actually have another category. Maybe you want to categorize your hotel based off location. For example, maybe you have sea view hotels. Maybe you have garden view hotels. Maybe you have, corporate or whatever. So you can create specific categories for your hotel, but let's go ahead and create one from scratch. So right here, I'll click on new category. And this is going to be the penthouse or penthouse suites, right? Because I think that you might want to categorize those away from like your basic general bookings, right? So penthouse suites. And then welcome to our penthouse suites. Okay. Once we enter that in, let's click on save. All right. So now you'll see that we now have a new category name for penthouse suites, and we can assign rooms to the penthouse suites as well. So the next option is characteristics. Let's click on characteristics. So here we have characteristics for your rooms, right? So what do you offer for your hotels? Well, we have Wi-Fi, we have TV, air conditioning, bathroom, minibar, pets allowed, disabled facilities. So let's go ahead now and add in a new characteristic. Maybe you don't want smoking, right? So maybe these are like no smoking rooms, right? So up here at the top, I'll click on new characteristic, and then we're gonna put non-smoking. Now what's really cool is you can actually choose to upload your own image for this. However, Vic Booking already has font icons pre-installed. So for example, they have tons of them right here already ready for you, like a swimming pool, square meters, smoking, no smoking, right? And it's going to implement this icon for you. Now you can assign this rule to specific rooms. So for example, here we have rooms assigned, right? So right here, I'll click on select all. And now you're gonna see we have a list of rooms. So whatever room that you want to apply this to, you can go ahead and say, you know what, I only want non-smoking applying to the, maybe to the studio with balcony. So basically what I'm saying is this rule right here will only apply to the studio with balcony rooms. Now we're gonna create rooms in the next section, but I'm just getting you ready for the characteristics, right? So now that we've added that in, let's click on save. All right, cool. So right here, you can make as many characteristics as you want. And of course, this might take a little time, but so now that we know how to create characteristics for the rooms, now let's go ahead and take a look at our rooms. So right here, we have room list. So this is probably going to be the most important part of this tutorial, right? So this is where you're going to actually list your rooms. Now, Vic Booking has listed some sample data for us. We have a double room standard, single room, studio with balcony, and a triple room deluxe. So let's go ahead and make a new room from scratch, right? So up here, I'll click on new room. Now, what is the name of the room? So I'm going to put Daryl's Penthouse. So here I'm asking, should we publish this room? I'm going to put yes. Now, how many room units are there? So how many of these rooms do you actually have available? The next option is distinctive features. So for each room, you might want to charge different rates, right? Because maybe one penthouse is facing the ocean and the other one's facing the garden. So the ocean views usually cost more, right? So right here under distinctive features, you can actually put the room units and then maybe like add in a feature and then the value of it, right? So you can actually go through here for each room and specify the feature and then also the value. Got it? Okay. So next we have adults. So what is the minimum number of adults required? Well, I'm going to put 1. And what's the max? Well, typically maybe like 3. I don't even know. How many do we recommend? I think maybe 3 adults a room, 2 adults. I don't really know, but you as hotel owners probably know more about this than I do. So I'm just going to say the max people that can stay in this room is like 4. Okay. Because this is a penthouse suite, right? What is the minimum children? Generally, people put 0 because we don't want to require children. If you do select 1, that means a children must be required. So I'm not going to put that. However, I will put a max. I'm saying if you have more than 3 kids, you can't, any more than 3 kids, you got to get a bigger room or something, right? So I'll just put max 3 children. So the total is 7 people, right? So that means 4 adults and 3 children is the maximum number. So 7 people is the maximum. Minimum total is just 1. All right. Here we have room category. Now we did create the penthouse suites, right? So you can actually assign this room to a specific category. So I'll go ahead and select penthouse suites. And now we can select the room characteristics. So what does this room allow, right? Pets allowed, mini bar, we have a bathroom, a Wi-Fi, TV, air condition, disabled facilities, and since it's a penthouse, I guess they could smoke cigarettes in there, right? Because that's like kind of like, why you get one. So I'll just leave non-smoking unchecked. Actually, you know what? We're gonna check it, okay? Just for tutorial's sake, because we did create it, right? Next, we have room parameters. So the first option is allowing people to book multiple units. That means the user can book multiple penthouses at one time. I'm not sure why people would allow that, but if you want customers to book multiple penthouses in one shot, you can do that. But most people book room by room, so I'm just going to leave that disabled. The next is show how many units are still available when less than 1. This typically allows people to overbook, right? So basically I'm saying, if there's 1 left, then there's 1 left, right? If there's 2 left, it's gonna say that there's 2 left, and so on and so forth. If you have 0, people will be able to overbook, right? So that's basically saying they can book even when you have 0 rooms available. So generally, you might wanna leave this as 1. So for the suggested occupancy, this will basically suggest how many people are encouraged to rent this room, right? I'll go ahead and put 4, right? I think 4 is a decent sized number for a penthouse. So next we have the custom starting price. You can add something like starts from, and then it'll display the price, right? Typically, I think this actually discourages people from clicking on it because when they see starts from, they're gonna say, oh, this is gonna be more expensive later, right? So I would possibly leave this blank just because I want them to explore the other options when they click on it for the very first time. Next, we have the custom price label. You can put something like per night, per weekend, per week, if you want to add in your own custom pricing label. And then the same thing for the custom pricing subtext, where you can also add per night, or you can add a little bit more information to your booking. So I'll tell you what, we'll go ahead and put per night here. And then for the custom pricing subtext, I'll go ahead and put most popular. Now you can actually have this request information. This will essentially disable the booking and it'll actually make them contact you first. So if you want to go that route, you can have that enabled. Here we have show the number of adults and children, where you can go ahead and show like the minimum and the maximum recommended per children or adults. I'm not sure why you'd want that, but hey, it's always an option. You can also choose the availability counters with prices. So this is basically saying when people actually click on the calendar, they can actually see the prices on the calendar if you want to go that route. Some websites do that actually. I think booking.com does that and a few others. Some restrict it just because it might discourage people from booking on your website. It really depends on how you want to approach your website. So next we have the show seasons calendar. This will actually show charges, discounts, and promotions on the calendar if you want to go that route, right? And then you can go ahead and display them right here on your calendar. Now, I'm not really too familiar with this, so I think you might have to practice a little bit more with this to actually understand exactly how all of this works, but I was just recommended to leave this disabled. All right, let's go ahead and scroll back up here. Now let's talk about the right side. So the very first thing is the main room image. Now this is gonna be the actual image that people see. Let me show you. So over here, we have the double standard room, right? Now this is the main image. So whatever you upload right here will be displayed right here for the users, right? So I'll go ahead and upload an image of my hotel room. So right here, choose file. And I'll go ahead and upload this one right here, all right? I'll go ahead and leave these also for you in the description. So I'll put a little zip file that you can download like a Google Drive or something. Just check the description and you should be able to find it. So I'll upload this one here and click on open. Now you can choose to add in extra images. So essentially what this is let's go ahead and go over here. So once they click on this one right here and they click on select, if we scroll down, you can display more images, right? So you'll see right here how users can go ahead and scroll through this and check out more images, right? If you do want to upload more images, you can go ahead and upload those right here. You can actually upload them in bulk. So I'll click on add upload fields, choose file, and then I'll select some images. I'll just throw in this random stock photo I downloaded from the internet. All right, okay. And then we have short description. Now this is very important. So the short description will display on the listing. So let's go ahead and go back here. So this right here is the short description. You can see that Vic Booking actually put short description for the single room goes right here. So this is where the short description will be displayed. So whatever you put in right here will display on the listing. Go over here and then throw this in. And then we have room description. Now the room description will display once people actually select the room. So if I scroll down, you'll see right here, this is where the description will display. So make sure to be very descriptive about your property. Now, if you do need help with description, you can always use ChatGPT. So I'll put something like create me hotel description. All right, so we have some description here. I think that's a little bit too much. So I'll just take a little bit, take this right here, copy this, go back to Vic Booking. We'll paste that in, okay. So next we have the share calendar with. Now I was recommended actually not to select this option. This is basically saying if this is an independent room, do not use this option. This is only useful if you want to book this in part or in full with other rooms. So if you want to go that route, you can mess with this option. But for now, I'll just go ahead and skip this. Next, we have the enable geocoding. If you turn this on and enter in your Google Maps API, this will actually show where it's actually physically located on a map, right? But most of us don't really need to do this because people already know where our hotel is, right? So I think it's a little bit overkill, but the developer just decided to add that in anyways. Next, we have the room upgrade option. So let's say, for example, we're enabling this option right here, right? Now, if we have a penthouse, we can always recommend like a super penthouse, right? Or something that's higher tier than this room. And you can choose the room here. So for example, let's say, for instance, the triple room deluxe is better than the penthouse. If they click on the penthouse, we can actually recommend the triple room deluxe and give them a 10% discount if they decide through this upgrade, right? So you can offer room upgrades when a user selects this room, and then we can recommend the triple room deluxe. So this isn't always an option if you want to go that route. I think some hotels do this, some don't, right? But that's always a cool option. So I'll just leave that on for now. Scrolling down here, now we have custom page settings. Now, I'm not really sure why this is here, but you can always add in custom page titles. So I'm gonna put custom page title, and I'll just explain to you where this shows, right? And then this is the keyword meta tag. So I'll put in keyword meta tag, right? And then here is description meta tag. If you don't understand what this is, don't worry about it. You'll see this as we go. But for example, you can add in a custom page title before the page title, add it after the current page title, or this will actually replace the page title itself. But just to start off with, I'll just put add before and then explain as we go. So I think we're all ready to rock and roll here, right? So we added in everything right here. Now the last option is clicking on the save right here. So let's go ahead and click on save. All right, cool. So we added in this penthouse suite right here. Let's go ahead now and click on save and close. All right, so here's Daryl's penthouse. You'll see that it is in the category of penthouse suites. It has the option for an upgrade. You can see right here. There is no channel manager yet, and we'll talk more about channel managers a little bit later. We have the number of units, and currently right now it is available. Okay, so now that we've entered in Daryl's penthouse, we now need to set the rate for the penthouse. So over here under pricing, let's click on rates table. So right away, you'll see that Vic Booking prompts us to insert the rooms, right? So how much does this room cost per day? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and put $200, right? And the non-refundable rate is gonna be $190. Generally, the standard rate offers refunds, so it's a little bit more expensive. And then the non-refundable rate is cheaper because there's no refunds. So I'll go ahead and click on insert base rates. And what Vic Booking is gonna do right here is that it's actually gonna go ahead and add the number of rates per night. So right here we have $200 for one night, $400 for 2 nights, and so on and so forth. So they did a good job right here at setting the rates for us automatically. Now you can also go ahead and do this for all of your rooms, right? So for example, here we have the double room standard. And now it lists the price for the double room standard. So you can always go ahead and adjust these rates. Now right here, you can change this price per night. So for example, this might be a little bit more expensive. I'm sorry, this might be, expensive. So we wanna lower the prices. So for this room right here, I'll put $80. And then for non-refundable rates, I'll put $70. So now we need to select the number of nights, right? So this price will apply from 1 night to 30 nights. I don't know if you're gonna allow your customers to book more than a month in your hotel, but you can go ahead and add this to like 60 days or however many you think. But I'll go ahead and click on insert rates now. And now you're gonna see that this now affected our double room standard prices. So now all the prices changed for this room. So you can go ahead and go through your room and adjust the prices for all of your rooms right here. And Vic Booking will go ahead and add in the standard rates for all the rooms and all the nights, which is really, really convenient. Okay, so that is how you can adjust pricing for your rooms. So just feel free to go through your rooms right here and you can adjust the pricing by selecting the standard rates, non-refundable rates, the nights, and then you can insert that and that will reflect the table. Now, really quick, let's say for instance, you want to add a third plan right here, right? Because we have standard and non-refundable. However, you might have like the full package, which includes breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Let's add one more over here. So under rate plans, I'll go ahead and click on, types of price. Now we're going to add in one more over here. So we have standard rates, non-refundable rates, but I want to add in a new price. So right here, I'll click on new price. And this is going to be like the fully loaded, right? Fully loaded. Tax rates. Now we'll select taxes in just a little bit, so don't worry, we'll come back to that. So next we have the minimum nights of stay, minimum hours in advance, and then here we have meal plans included. So we can add meal plans as well. Now Vic Booking has already created this for us. We'll talk more about how to set this up, but I'll just go ahead and select breakfast, lunch, dinner, and this is also fully refundable. And then before how many days? I'll say this is actually refundable, 2 days in advance, maybe 1 day, right? And that's like a benefit of getting this package. And then right here, you can put in your cancellation policy. So, you'd have to put in your terms of cancellation and you can type that in right here. But once you create this, I'll then click on save. Now let's go ahead and go back to the pricing. So right here under pricing, let's click on rates table. So we're back at Daryl's penthouse, right? But maybe we want to add something else for the fully loaded. You'll now see fully loaded appears right here. So for fully loaded, this is going to be a little bit more expensive. So we're going to charge $210 a night, and that's going to apply from 1 to 30 nights. And then I'll click on insert. And there we go. So now the user is going to be selected with 3 options: the standard rates, non-refundable rates, and then the fully loaded. So this is how you can make various pricing plans for your rooms. Okay, so now let's talk about the tax. So we did mention that there is tax for these rooms. So going back over here to rate plans, we're gonna see tax rates. So let's click on tax rates. So here we have a standard tax rate of 18%, but I'll go ahead and add in one more right here. So new tax rates. So for the new tax rate, I'm gonna put sales tax. I don't know if there's sales tax for hotels. I don't really know, but I'm just saying that if you do charge tax, you can go ahead and put it right here. So I'll put in a 10% tax rate, and then I'll click on save. So now we have a sales tax. Now we can actually go a step further here, and we can actually add in one more. So right here, new tax rate. So right here under the tax rate, I'll put resort fee. And this will be like 5%, okay? And then I'll click on save. Okay, now I may want to get rid of this VAT one right here. So I'll click on this VAT, and I'm gonna click on delete tax rates. Because in America, we don't really use VAT, we use sales tax. So we're just gonna have sales tax, and then we'll have a resort fee as well. Okay, now the next option is the global option. So we do need to configure a lot of the options here. So let's first go ahead and click on configuration, and we're gonna configure all of these options right here. So let's first go through the main settings. Now the global configuration is actually quite important because this is actually gonna determine how people book on your websites. Now booking is enabled. If you want to disable booking, you can go ahead and just say, you know, we are no longer accepting bookings, and then disable that. This is the admin email, the sender email. These are the check-in times for your hotels. So 12 o'clock. I think people typically use 2, right? So yeah, I'll put 2. And then checkout time, 10 o'clock. Now this is important because in America, we actually use a different model, right? So we use the month, the day, and the year. Obviously you can tell this developer is from Europe, so they're putting all of the European, I guess, metrics, but here in America, we are on a different system. So we do things like the month, the day, and then the year. Here we have the date separator, that's fine. So the next option is pretty important. This will actually let customers decide if they want to change their booking or modify it. So right here, you can say, you know what, you can go ahead and allow users to, you know, modify their reservation, but they cannot cancel it. This one is saying they can cancel it, but they cannot modify it, right? But here we're just basically saying you can't do this not unless you tell us the reason why, right? So here I'll put with request, which I think is what most hotels actually do. Minimum days in advance. So how many days in advance do customers need to book on your website? So if customers are booking on the 10th, that means they need to book at the 9th at the earliest. Make sense? Okay. Here we can enable coupon codes. We have enable customers PIN. This is used so customers can log in on your websites. So next we have the require login, and this will basically say users need to make an account and log in on your websites. I'll go ahead and turn that off. So the next is auto assign room units. This will automatically assign the room units for them. If you want to turn this on, you can leave it on. However, once people book on your website, you will then go ahead and assign the room to them. So it's really up to you if you want the system to auto assign the room or if you want to do it manually. I'll just leave that on for now. Go ahead and scroll here. Users can go ahead and enable pre-check-in. If they want to pre-check-in, they can go ahead and pre-check-in 1 day in advance. Enable upselling extras, where you can enable upselling extras. The next option is orphan dates calculation. I'm not sure what that is. If you do want to learn more about it, they have a little helper thing right here, so you can go ahead and check that out. All right, so that is it for the left column. Let's go ahead and scroll up and go to the search parameters. So days in advance for booking, we're gonna select 0. Minimum number of nights. So I'm gonna say, look, you have to book at least 1 night, right? Now, if you select 2 right here, that means users are gonna required to select at least 2 nights. But I think most hotels just do 1, right? So for the number of rooms displayed, I do wanna put this as like 10 or something. So I want it to display all the rooms that we create. Next, we have number of adults required, so 1 to 10, and then number of children, 0 to 4. So you can adjust these to your liking. So next we have maximum date in the future, which is basically saying you can book 2 years in advance, right? Which is very far in the future, but you can say, you know, I only want 1 year advance, right? So you can't book 1 year advance. And people do this basically to protect themselves from holiday season, right? So yeah, you can go ahead and select the maximum date. Here we have closing dates. If you do want to select dates that you're closed, you can go ahead and say, you know what, we're closed from the 14th to the 15th. So anyone who books on those days will not see any bookings, right? So if you do want to select closing dates, you can go ahead and select that there. multiple room booking layouts. So we have classic and we also have compact, so I haven't seen the compact yet. Maybe we should check that out, huh? And then here we just have a few more options where you guys can go ahead and check these out. Okay. And then we have the system. Now this is actually interesting. So you can actually choose to put this in dark mode, automatic, or in light mode, right? Now this is actually very important. And there was I guess a bug that we found when we were making this video. So if you put enabled, this will actually select the dark mode on the actual search. So basically when you go over here and you search for a room on the home, it'll actually make this form dark as well. And I don't recommend doing that because that'll interfere with the text font. So if this turns black, then the text is also black and it'll be hard to see. So make sure that you do disable this. These other options here are for multiple languages and APIs, but we're gonna use a separate plugin. We're not gonna use this, so I'm just gonna turn that off. And then they have a few more options like backups and things for developers and RSS feeds. All right, so that is a general rundown of the global options. Feel free to go through here, check it out. You probably won't be able to do this on your first day because obviously these are big policies that your hotel might wanna put in place. So go ahead and go through these options. And once you're done, we'll click on save. Okay, next let's go ahead and click on pricing and payments. So now we can change the currency. So here we have Euro, but we're gonna select USD, change this to $, put USD right here. So the next is number of decimals. Now I'm gonna turn this off just because I don't want it to display, $72.00. So I'll turn that off. Scrolling down here. So here we have taxes and payments. So we can go ahead and apply these taxes to our specific rooms. So we can include prices and taxes. We can show tax and summary only, allow multiple payments for one reservation. This is the payment transaction name. So this will be like Daryl's, Daryl's room reservation. This right here is minutes of waiting for the payments. I think this only applies to bank transfers and stuff like that, because with credit cards, we can capture it right away. So there's really no need for this. Okay. And then here we have a deposit. So you can choose to allow deposits. However, most people do pay entire amounts. So we can select pay entire amounts, or if you want people to pay in deposits, we can uncheck that and then leave a deposit of 50%. And then they can go ahead and pay you the rest at the hotel, right? But I'm gonna select pay entire amounts and then I'll click on save changes. All right, next let's go ahead and skip views and layouts and let's go to company and reservations. So this is, we're gonna put your company name, right? So this is gonna be the DW Hotels. You're gonna add in your company logo right here. So I'll choose the file. And then for the backend logo, which is this right here, I'll also use this logo that I downloaded, all right? Drop it there, okay. Send emails when the reservation is pending or confirmed. You can go ahead and put, either one. I attach iCal reminder. So this is going to send a reminder to the administrator and the customer. And then right here, there is some terms and conditions. So you can go ahead and add this to your liking. You can update the terms for this specific room. Once you're done with these options, we'll then click on save. Now you'll see on the left side right here how we have our logo right there. So now we have this new logo in the back end, and this is better to have than the default, Vic Booking, because obviously that's not your company, right? So you should add your own logo here in the back end. And below that, we have the footer text reservations email where you can add a little bit more description underneath your footer. And then you have a disclaimer where if you say, hey man, if you fall and you slip, sorry, we're not liable, so you're screwed, right? If you fall, it's your fault, right? Something like that, right? Got it? Okay. All right, and once you're done with those changes, we'll then click on save. Okay, and the next is the guest reviews. Now, this is only for the channel manager, so we can skip this for now. SMS notifications. Now, Vic Booking does have many integrations for SMS services. I will leave a documentation in the description of this video where you can go ahead and auto send SMS notifications. You will need to sign up for a service where you can incorporate your API. We'll talk more about hiring help for this because I understand that you might not be fluent with APIs and stuff, but I do have many freelancers that will actually help you with all of this. So don't panic, and we'll come to this a little bit later in the video. All right. Okay, now let's talk about conditional texts. So next we have conditional text. Now this is where things can get really dynamic, right? So conditional text are rules that you can apply depending on what the customer does on your website. So right here, I'll click on new conditional text. This will be welcome email, right? Welcome email. Okay. And then here we have a conditional text. I'll put something like, get 15% off your next stay. Use code Daryl15, right? Scrolling down here, then I'll click on add a rule. So what's the requirement for the user to receive this, right? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and scroll down here. So I'll go ahead and select the returning customer. So the same customers must have placed other reservations before. I'll add a rule. And I want to select the returning customer. So essentially what I'm saying here is that once they book on our website, they're going to get this message right here. And this will actually notify them for a discount in the future, right? So yeah, it's pretty cool. Go ahead and click on save and close. Okay, so now that we created that, let's go ahead and click on one of these templates, right? So we have email, invoices, check-in documents. So I'll click on customer invoice. So this is the invoice for the customer, right? So this is what they're going to see when they book on your website. Now what I'm going to do right here is under the customer info, I'm just going to click right here, and now it's going to add that welcome email shortcode. So it's going to actually prompt them to actually receive that discount. Now this is only going to be applied for people who book on your website. So the next time they book, they'll see that coupon code. You can also add this in the invoices. So this is an invoice that's going to automatically generate, and you can also add this in the invoice as well. So down here, I'll also add in the welcome email, right? And you can do the same thing for the check-in document as well, right? Pretty cool, right? So here I'll click on save, and then I'll scroll up, and then also click on save. I don't know if you have to click on save twice, but I'm just doing that just in case I don't lose my progress. All right, so let's add another one just for practice sake, right? So right here, I'll click on new conditional text. And for conditional text name, this is gonna be keys, right? Now right here, I'm gonna put keys are in locker with code 7777, okay? So basically what I'm saying here is that for some rooms, maybe you want to have keys for them somewhere, because I know Airbnbs, they do that, right? So they actually tell you the key code once they book, right? So I'll scroll down right here, and then I'll click on add a rule. And then right here, you'll see rooms. So restriction for specific rooms. So I'll click on rooms, click on add a rule. Now rooms assigned, right? So if they book one of these right here, we're gonna send them this short code with a message, right? So maybe like the penthouse, maybe like there's keys for the penthouse somewhere and you're not gonna be on the property or something. So I'll say, you know what, we'll go ahead and assign the keys for, this penthouse. You can also do per room units. Okay, so I'm basically saying if they do book Daryl's penthouse, we are gonna send them this message right here and let them know that the keys are in the locker code with the code 7777, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it. And once we're done, we'll then click on save and close. Okay, now we need to go ahead and add this to maybe the email, right? So I'll click on customer email, and then under the personal details, we'll go ahead and put in the keys right there, right? So just click there. So this is gonna let them know that, hey, you booked the actual room and the keys are in the locker and it's 7777, right? And this only applies to the penthouse suites. So people booking other rooms will not see this, right? Because there's a condition here. Got it? Okay. Click on save there, and then we'll click on save one more time. All right, and let's add one more, right? So right here, I'll put new conditional text. And this is gonna be like, welcome greeting. And then we'll put, what country should we put? Who should we give a shout out to this tutorial? Let's give a shout out to Hungary, right? Hungary, okay? So welcome greeting for Hungarians, right? For Hungarians. So right here, I'll go ahead and put in some Hungarian text, right? So I'll go to ChatGPT. And then I'll put, create me a welcome message. Create me a welcome message in Hungarian for hotel guests. Okay, here we go. I have no idea what this says, but I'm just gonna assume ChatGPT knows what they're doing here, and I'm just gonna blindly trust technology, which most people do today. Go back to our websites, and we're gonna add this in the conditional text, right? So I'll go ahead and throw this in here. All right. Now we're gonna select add a rule. So now I'm gonna select countries. Click on add a rule. So people that book from Hungary, right, will see this welcome message. So they're gonna see this nice, cute welcome message from us in Hungarian to make them feel more at home, right? So now I'll click on save and close. All right, and then here we have the welcome greeting in Hungary. So I'll go ahead and add this in the check-in documents. And maybe we should just, actually, no. Let's do another one. Let's do customer email, right? And we'll just throw that right there, right? Condition, welcome greeting Hungary, right? Click on save. All right, and there we go, right? So we have the customer email sent. And yeah, it looks like the welcome email didn't actually send this one right here. I'm not sure if it did or not. Let's see if we can actually put that there, right? Let's see if that works now. Maybe I have to leave it saved. Oh, there it goes. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, so that's how you can add like various different like short codes and conditions to all of your emails. Obviously, you can see that you can add like 1,000 here if you want to go that route, but it's really cool that VicBooking did this. So you can set conditional text just depending on where your customer visits or what rooms they book. All right, so before going any further, let's go ahead and go back to our website. All right, so let's just go ahead and take a quick booking here and see where we're at. I'll go ahead and select the 21st to the 22nd, one night, and then I'll click on search. And we'll go ahead and scroll down. And there is Daryl's penthouse, right? And they can scroll through the images right here. They can also click on this quick view. And this displays like a really beautiful format of Daryl's penthouse, right? We have the description per night. I mean, it looks great, right? So let's go ahead now and click on select and let's see what the options are presented with, right? So here we have our description. We have Daryl's penthouse. We have the images where users can go ahead and take a look at all of the images, right? We have our characteristics. We also have the price. So we have non-refundable, standard rates, and then fully loaded. And then here's the disclaimer. All right, so yeah. Next, we'll click on book now. So next we have the options. So here we have the check-in date, checkout dates. We have the guests, the price, the nights. User can enter in their code right here. They can go ahead and fill in this billing information, put in any special requests, agree to the terms, and then click on confirm reservation. And just like that, we have now booked for Daryl's penthouse. How about that? Pretty cool, right? And then you'll see right here, we have a, just a quick little invoice of what they have booked. So that is how you can set up rooms and allow bookings on your websites. So there are a few other things that we do need to talk about as well. We will talk about how to get rid of this big banner right here. This actually is a theme option. So we'll talk more about that in the very next section, but let's go ahead and keep digging on the options. So let's go over here to dashboard. Now, really quick, before going any further, I do want to install a caching plugin. So sometimes on your website, when you make changes, sometimes they don't appear, and that's because your browser is storing old data. So what I want to do over here is go to plugins and click on add new plugin. And we're going to type in cache, just like that, C-A-S-H-E. This is the Lightspeed Cache plugin. I'll click on install now, and then I'll click on activate. Okay, now once you do that, you're going to see this little diamond icon, right? Then I'll just click on purge all. So essentially what this is doing is it's basically refreshing the website and all the settings. So when we do make changes on the website, they'll appear on the website. So now I'm going to my website on an incognito window, and let's go ahead and just take a quick look here really quick. So I'll just go ahead and book one more time, and I'll scroll down. Now you're gonna notice that this is actually in the dollar. So when we're working on the website, you do need to clear your cache quite often, because earlier we booked, but it was in euros, and that's just because we need to clear the cache. And don't worry, your visitors will see the $sign because they're coming to your website on a brand new browser. And then here obviously is the Daryl's penthouse, right? Okay, now another really great feature that you get with VicBooking Pro is the options and extras. So under rooms, you'll click on options and extras, and this is where you can create additional upsells for your customers. You'll see right here that we have allow dogs, airport service, and then we also have free parking. So we can create new add-ons for our customers. So at the top, I'll click on new option, and this is where you can add a new add-on. So under the option name, I'll put painting class. Here you can upload an image of whatever you want to represent your add-on. So I'll just go ahead and use this one here. Okay, so what does this cost? Well, it's gonna cost $10. Here you can charge a total room fee or a dollar amount. Here you'll put the tax rate if tax rate applies. You can also do cost per night and cost per person. So I'll select one per person. The maximum cost is gonna be maybe like $50, right? So they're not gonna pay more than that. And is this suitable only for children? You can select that, and then also select the quantity. So you can select the number of quantities you want. And here's other options where you can select if it's for children, or you can filter like the minimum and the maximum number of guests. You can also leave this always selected as well, and also always available. On the right side, you can apply taxes if you would like. And if you scroll down, here is the optional description where you are going to talk about the actual painting class. So I'll just throw in some description here. So I'll just go ahead and throw in some description. Now, what rooms are this for? Well, I'm gonna put for all of them, right? I don't wanna neglect any of the rooms. And then once we have that, all we gotta do is just click on save and close. And that's it. So that's how you can create an add-on. And if we go to our website and we do a quick booking, I'll select this room. I'll scroll down, and here at the bottom, you're now gonna see painting class, where users can go ahead and select it and enjoy the painting class. So that's how you can add add-ons for your rooms. Okay, now the very last option that I wanna talk about is the views and layouts. And this is where we can design the preferred colors, right? So really quick, on the right side, you're gonna see preferred colors. Now let me show you the demo website really quick and explain how all this works. So here we have the text right here, which is gonna be the titles and headings. We also have elements with backgrounds. This is gonna be these buttons right here, okay? And then we have the hovered elements. That means when you hover over the elements, it'll actually change color, right? Now on my demo website, you'll see that we have black text, right? We have a black background, white fonts, black background, and white fonts as well. Because I want black buttons, right? So since the website's basically kind of has that black scheme, I wanna follow this current color scheme. Now we can also use Solace to further influence the backgrounds and the fonts and everything. But first, let's go ahead and change these preferred colors. So I'm gonna change my preferred color over here to black, right? And then for the background color, change that also to black. And then hovered elements, I believe I select only the background as black right there, right? And you'll see an example of what this looks like. So the titles and headings will be black, and this will be like the button. So they give you a good example of what this will look like. All right, so now that we've actually changed these colors, now we can, renew the session, and then we can actually apply this to the website. So click on renew session. I'll click on save. All right. Now, these changes generally take around 10 minutes to apply on your website. This is due not because of the plugin, but it's because of the server settings. So around every 10 to 15 minutes, hosting will automatically refresh the cast from the internal database. So you might not see these changes right away. So if you don't panic. It does happen to me quite often. So just go ahead and check back in maybe 10 minutes and the colors will work, right? So I'll go ahead and select a date right here and then click on search. And if we scroll down, you will now see that we now have these black backgrounds right here with white text, right? In a really nice, clean format. Okay. All right. We'll talk also more about how to design this page and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll talk more about that when we talk about the design settings along with getting rid of this section right here. Okay, so the very last thing that I want to talk about before we go on to the pro version is I want to talk about how to translate this entire website. Now, Vic Booking does have an integration, but I gotta be honest, it kind of sucks. So we're gonna use a plugin that I use, and it's an amazing plugin. So over here under plugins, let's click on add new plugin. Now, this is by far the best plugin. So go ahead and type in gTranslate. gTranslate, all right? And this is the one that we're gonna use right here. It is Translate WordPress with gTranslate. Go ahead and click on Install Now, and then click on Activate. All right, cool. Now, over here under the settings, you're gonna see this option right here that says gTranslate. Go ahead and click on gTranslate. Now, this pro version is actually really amazing. So what this will do is that it'll actually create more permalinks in the search engine for all the languages. So that means if someone types something in a specific language, your website will be found, which can really help you with SEO. But for the widget look, we're gonna put, we have a lot of options right here. I'll just select, they got flags. See, they got a bunch of flags over here. They got globe, what's that? Okay, globe, right? Let's just select float for now. That's what I used, right? All right, now the next option that is important is the show and menu. Typically, sometimes with this plugin, it gets a little weird with the menus and it doesn't look natural. So I don't recommend using it for the menu. There are some themes that actually have a direct integration with this plugin. Mine unfortunately does not, but we can actually still add it as a floating icon. So here we have show floating language selector. We're going to put the bottom left, all right? Alternative flags. So you'll see we have United States flag. We have, I guess, Canadian English, right? You can go ahead and, select a different flag right here, right? But I'm gonna go ahead and select USA flag. And then below that, we can go ahead and select the languages. Now in the free version, I do believe you can select up to 5 languages or something like that. I'm not really sure exactly how many, but here, just click on check all right here and let's see what happens. Scroll to the bottom and click on save changes. Now that we've selected this, let's go ahead and take a look at our websites. So let's go ahead and click on visit sites. All right, now on the bottom left, you're gonna see this little icon, and we put this here because we selected bottom left. So you can put this on the top right, bottom left, top left, bottom right, wherever you want. If they click on this, it'll open up these languages. It looks like you get all these in the free version. How about that? Whew, this plugin's amazing. So I'll go ahead and select like Thai, right? And then it'll translate the entire language to this native language, right? And what's really cool is it actually integrates with the plugin. So you'll see that the calendar changes. Now right here, they're on the Buddhist calendar. So they have like a really interesting system, I guess you can say. So I'll just select 6 to 7 and click on go. And then if we scroll down, you'll see that we have a list of all of the rooms with everything translated really nicely. And we can go ahead and use this on any page. So if I change this to something like, I don't know, French, you'll see everything changes to French, right? And also we can change this to, where's Chinese, right? Chinese, Turkish, I think, is it up? Is it Mandarin or Chinese? I don't know. Oh, here it is. Okay. Chinese simplified. You'll see everything just changes accordingly. And if they scroll throughout the website, it keeps the changes. So you'll see here right away, it translated right back to Chinese. So I think this plugin's amazing. It's by far like the best one. So I do recommend to install this on your website. It's a really quick way for users to translate the entire website with just one click. And really quickly, there is one other option I just want to touch base on just in case you're not familiar. So let's go over here to Vic Booking, and that is the bookings over here. Here's a list of all of your bookings. You'll see that your bookings are confirmed, and you can go ahead and explore through these options and check it out. We can see the guest, we can preview it. We also have the availability overview, and this is where you're basically saying that these are available, right? So all of these right here are available. You'll see this one right here is booked. So this is a booked customer right here, and you'll see it says to be paid, right? Okay. And management, I think this is all in the pro version. So we'll talk more about all of this when we talk about the pro version. So with that said, congratulations on setting up the free version. Now I'll talk about the pro version of this plugin. Okay, so now that we've explored the free version of this plugin, now I'll talk about the pro version. Now, as you can tell, the Vic Booking plugin is actually quite simple to use. It's not rocket science, right? It's pretty simple. So if you are unfamiliar with certain sections, just go ahead and navigate them and explore it and fiddle with it, and you'll definitely get the hang of it. So now let's go ahead and go to the Vic Booking website and take a look at the pro version. Now the pro version does give you a lot more, to be honest, and it's actually quite fair versus other competitors. A lot of the other competitor pricing, they're gonna charge you on a monthly basis, which really sucks. But with Vic Booking, you'll just pay a one-time fee. So in this next section, I'll be walking you through how to use the pro version of the Vic Booking plugin. You guys ready? Let's go. All right, so now we're gonna talk about the pro version of the Vic Booking plugin. Now, this is the website where you can purchase the plugin. It's VicWP. Now, really quick, this author is actually the only author for WordPress that's actually officially recommended by Booking.com, and they're actually on the board of Booking.com as well, and they're also a preferred partner for Airbnb. So just to let you know that you are using a plugin that had to go through audits and was investigated by Booking.com, and they are found to be a great partner. So you are buying from someone that actually is in the industry and that works with them as well. So once you get here, you'll click on plugins, and they offer a variety of plugins, right? They have, several to choose from. They have other niches as well, but the main one that they're known for right here is Vic Booking. So I'll go ahead and click on Vic Booking. And if I scroll down, you're gonna see that this is the pricing. Now, this is $149 euros. I'm sorry, 149 euros per year, right? They have great reviews, as you can see from the WordPress repository. And this is actually your most affordable option. If you go to like other websites, like where they have like, you know, hotel management, you're going to pay up the wazoo. So you have to pay by the number of rooms. And you'll see that the main package that gives you all the features will charge you like, you know, almost $600 a month. And of course, if you have more rooms, it's just going to go up and up and up in price, and it's going to be extremely expensive, right? A lot of these websites also do take a part of your transaction fee as well. They'll charge you like 3 to 5%. I'm not sure if this one does, but I know many of them do. So if you do decide to go the route of using Vic Booking, you pay a one-time price per year of $149, and you keep all of the profits. There is no transaction fees whatsoever. So this is the plugin. You'll add it to the cart, and you'll go through the purchase process. Now, I do believe I may get a coupon code. Looks like right here, they might give you all a coupon code for the, oh, that's for the channel manager. So I will see that if I can get a coupon code, and I'll go ahead and put that in the description. I did email them, so they may or may not give it to me. So if I do get this coupon code, I will put it in the description below of this video. Now, once you actually do purchase it, you'll go over here and you'll click on your licenses, and you're gonna see that you have this license over here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna copy this license and you're gonna paste it onto your websites. So you'll go back to your websites, and let's go ahead and go to the dashboard. All right, and you'll go over here to click on Vic Booking right here. And over here on the right side, you'll see this little like trophy, I guess. And this is where you can enter in your license key. So you just go ahead and paste your license key. And once you do that, all of the pro features will be unlocked. So there's no need to upload any other plugin, right? So let's go ahead and talk about the features that you get when you install the Vic Booking plugin. So I'll click on Vic Booking. Now, the very first feature that I want to talk about is the pricing options. So if we go over here to rate plans, you now have access to coupon codes and also packages and offers. So right here under coupon codes, you can go ahead and create a coupon code. You'll see I've already done that, right? So I'll click on create a new coupon. And this is where you can like add in your coupons. So this will be like Daryl 20. You can choose if you want this like as a gift, like a one-time thing or permanent. And here you can choose a dollar amount discount or a percentage. So I'll put in 20%. You can select all the rooms if you want to go that route, right? If you don't, you'll uncheck that and you'll just put which rooms that you want it to be offered for. You can select when this coupon is valid by selecting the coupon dates. So maybe this is good for just maybe 1 month, right? Next, you'll put the minimum booking total amount. So basically saying they must spend $100 and then they'll get this discount. And usually there's no max, but if you want to add a max, you can do that, and the number of nights and so on. So next you have customers assigned, and when users actually book on your website, they'll be saved under the users section right here. So if you click on all users, so people who book will actually become a user, and then you can apply that discount code to specific users on your websites. All right, so once you actually save this coupon, you'll click on save, and users can now enter this coupon code on the checkout page and get a 20% discount for their rooms. The next option right here is the packages and offers. This is actually really cool because what you can do here is create a custom package for someone and then just offer like a one payment for like 10 nights or something, right? So I'll go ahead and click on new. And this is gonna be the Daryl Wilson package, right? The Daryl Wilson package. Here we can choose an image for this package. So I'll go ahead and just see what we got over here. Go ahead and throw in there we go, throw in this one right here, right? We can set a validity date and an end date and available rooms. I'll say this is good for all of them. Now you can put just like, you know, only the penthouse, right? So maybe like, oh, if you want just like the penthouse deal, we'll give you an exclusive deal for the penthouse. So you can go ahead and customize that. You'll select the number of nights, so the minimum number and the maximum number. And then here is the package cost. So how much does this actually cost, right? We'll put maybe like $300. And then here you'll select the tax rates. So I'll just select the tax rate of 18%. And then here we have cost type. So is this per night or is this total package? So basically, if you set per night, you can say this is gonna be $50 per night at a total cost of maybe $250, right? Or you can just say this is gonna be like a vacation package where you're gonna get 6 days for free, or I'm sorry, 6 days for a total price, right? So you can go that route as well. And you can also do per cost if you want to do per cost as well, right? And you can also do per cost per person if you want to go that route. So right here we have the package short description. So I'll just throw in some description. So here we'll put a short description, and then right here we'll put like the package like description, right? So we'll go ahead and paste that. Now here's the conditions. So what do they have to do in order to get this, right? So book through November 1st to 31st, right? And what are the benefits? So what do they get with this? You know, save 50% with this vacation package. Vacation package, all right? All right, so here we have this really cool package, and now let's go ahead and click on save. So we have this vacation package, right? But how do we get this to display on the websites? Well, if we click over here to the dashboard, there is a section for short codes. So right here, you'll see short codes. So what we can do is when you actually access this page for the first time, it'll see create page. So in order to access this page, you can click on view page and front side. You can also go ahead and just paste this shortcode anywhere you want on your website and make a custom page from scratch if you want to go that route, which I think most of you probably want to do, right? But anyways, I'll just go ahead and click on view this page, and this is where your packages will be, right? So you'll see Daryl Wilson package, and you know, we have this other one here and it explains what they get. So click on more details. And if we scroll down, you'll see that we have the Daryl Wilson package where we have, you know, the title and the room and everything else. And then here is the packages page where we can go ahead and take a look at this, where we can see the description, we have the dollar amounts, and then here they'll go ahead and book the room to get their vacation package deal. Now, really quick, if you do want to get rid of this title, I think you know how to do that. All you got to do is click on edit page. And this applies for all of your pages, right? And all you got to do is click on hide title, click on updates, and that will get rid of that page. Now you can use Elementor on this page as well, and you can actually use the page builder to, like, you know, add in more design and decor and add in your logo and all that really cool stuff. So let's go ahead and book this really quick, right? So let's say they do want to book the package right here, right? So click on the Daryl Wilson package. We'll scroll down. Now, all they got to do is book through November 31st, right? So let's go ahead and click on this one here. And then we will book from 11 to 15. And we'll put one adult. Click on book now. And we'll go ahead and scroll down. And now you're going to see, no matter what, that this whole package costs $50, right? Because this is the Daryl Wilson package. So that's how you can apply these promos to your website. All right, now the next feature I want to talk about is going to be the special prices. Now, this is actually good if you have special prices near the holidays, right? Because I think some people charge more during the holiday season, right? So let's go ahead and make a special price. Click on new special price. Now here we're going to select what we're going to charge, right? So first off, you'll see over here on the right side that we can either charge more or we can offer a discount depending on what day it is, right? So I think for Christmas, right, for the 29th to the 31st, it's going to be a little expensive, right? You know, holiday season is typically expensive. So we're going to select those days. You can also like select all the days for the week, right? But I'm just going to select the days that I want. Okay, so you have that option. Special price name is going to be the winter promo. I mean, we're going to charge them more, but you know, it's a promo. But I mean, I don't know. It's kind of unethical, but yeah, you get the idea, right? Now below that, you'll see this promotion tab. Now this is actually intertwined with the channel manager, right? So with the channel manager, once we talk about that in the next section, you can actually apply these promos to like websites like booking.com and Airbnb, and you can charge more or less depending on, you know, your needs. And what's really cool is that the channel manager will sync up with those websites, and it'll apply this pricing to those other various websites without you having to even go to those websites. You can do everything from right here. But I'll go ahead and close that for now. So what do you want to do for these days, right? Well, I'm going to charge maybe 10% more, right? And this is going to be for all the rooms. Now you can also apply this for types of price. So if you want to, you know, mix and match or just do like these as well, you can charge 10% more for these and for these, or you can stack them both together, right? And then if you want to get really nitty gritty, you can go ahead and charge like per adult, right? So you can make specific prices that override your original prices. So let's say, for instance, you know, you want to charge more, like $10 a night. You can do that. Or you can like discount it like $10 a night for like the second adults and so on and so forth. So you have a lot of control over here and flexibility of how you can charge more per night, right? You can also do per total, right? If you want to do that route, right? So it's really up to you, okay? All right, anyways, so once you actually select these special prices, we'll then click on save. And then we can see we have the winter promo. Now there's also a really cool thing that I want to show you all with special pricing that will add a sense of urgency to your rooms. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to select November to November 31st. And what I can do is I'm going to scroll down to promotion right here, and I'm going to offer a discount right now. So what we can do here is I'll go ahead and say they must stay 1 day, right? And this is going to be like the last month to get 20% off. Okay, so I'm offering a 20% discount. So over here under the discounts, I'm going to give them a 20% discount for all of the rooms. Okay, now I'll go ahead and click on, and then for the special price name, I'll put 20% off, and then I'll click on or save. Yeah, there we go. Click on save. All right, so right now you can see that we have these promotions in effect right now, right? Because this is actually affecting the days right now. So let's take a look at our website. All right, so go ahead and do a quick booking right here for November. And what's really cool is now these rooms right here are gonna have this sense of urgency where we have this message. And this is very similar to like what, what booking.com does and what all those other popular websites do. They create a sense of urgency here to let people know that this is like their last chance to get a discount. So going into booking.com, so I'm booking a resort for Thailand, and you'll see the same thing where they tell you only one left at this price. Some of these include messages like breakfast included, and they have a lot of these urgency notices, right? Now you can hire a developer and actually change like the color and the fonts of that, but I'll talk more about that a little bit later in this video. But I think adding that to your website is just a great way to encourage people to book on your website. Okay, now the very next option is going to be custom fields. So let's go ahead and add a new one right here. I'll click on new. And this one will be like, are you pregnant? Or something about like pregnant, because sometimes we need to accommodate women who are pregnant. Maybe they need a trip to the airport or something, or for whatever reason. So you have an option for text, checkbox, country, and all these other options, but I'll just select checkbox, right? So that means they'll have to check it, and we can make this required. Now you can actually add a link here on your website, and this will be like terms, right? So basically saying like, if she's pregnant, we'll help her, but if she like has like a miscarriage, we are not liable whatsoever, or something like that, right? So yeah, this is how you can make custom fields, right? So I'll click on save. Now you can make these required, and these are going to display in the checkout section. So right here, when they're checking out, once they scroll down right here, you're going to see that now it asks if they're pregnant. So they'll have to agree to the terms, but now you can have more custom fields below that where they can add in like, special requests. They can, check boxes and all sorts of stuff. So it is very useful in that regard. All right, and the next option is all of the management options have now opened up. So now you can look at all of your customers. You'll see a list of all of your customers right here with their name, their phone number, and their PIN. Here is a list of invoices. So if you do have invoices, you can go ahead and do that. So you can download them, you can send them to selected emails, and you can create custom invoices as well. Here we have some graphs and statistics. So this is just some graphs and statistics about like top countries and stuff like that. So yeah, you have that option. We also have statistics tracking, which is just tracking like information like conversion rates and, just getting a better feel for your customers. So you'll see right here, Daryl Wilson's from Thailand. You'll see a lot of my viewers actually come to this website and book, because I let them know I'm making this website, and then they come and they troll and, they book all this. So I have no idea who these people are, right? So next, let's talk about this section here, which is operators. So operators is essentially allowing users to actually come on your websites and, use all these options and stuff like that. So maybe you don't want to give them options to the backends, but you can actually let people help you with your websites. So here I'll click on new. And now we're going to create a user, right? So this is going to be Jenny, Craig, and Jenny, right? Here, Jenny at AOL.com. Here's our phone number, right? We're going to generate an authentication code for Jenny. And for the website user, you're going to see that we only have one right now. So what I want to do really quick is I want to make a new one, right? Now I'm going to open this in a new tab. So right here we have all users, right? So here's a list of all of our users. So if you do want to create like someone to basically run your site or help you with it, here click on add a new user. And this will be Jenny at AOL.com, Jenny Wilson. Here is her password. I'll just put Jenny123. And then for the role, I'll just give her a subscriber role and then click on add a new user. Okay, so here's Jenny. Now really quick, we need to change her role. So I'm gonna click on this little checkbox and I'm gonna change Jenny's role to contributor. Okay, I'll explain more why we did that. So anyone who registers on your website technically is a subscriber. So we want to give Jenny a more authoritative role, right? So now Jenny is a contributor for the websites. So let's go back to the options. And now under website user, you will now see Jenny is there. So we can actually upload a profile picture for Jenny if we want to do that. So just I don't know if I got any pictures. I'm running out of pictures. I really am, right? So I'll just put the dog, right? I'll just put this dog, okay? That's Jenny, right? She's a doggy. All right, and then we'll click on save. Okay, so now we have Jenny here. So let's go ahead and click on the icon. And when we do that, we're gonna see this permissions here at the top. So click on the permissions. So now I'm basically saying, okay, so what can Jenny do, right? So right here, this is the admin role, right? And now we have contributor. Now remember, Jenny is a contributor. So Jenny right now is denied all these options. So if we want her to allow these options, we can say you can do this, but you cannot delete people. You can edit, but you can't delete. You can make rate plans. And essentially what we're doing here is we're just creating staff and we're giving them specific roles, right? So they cannot handle price management. They can do this, they can do this, and they can do that, right? So then I'll click on save. Okay, so now that we've set this, just to make sure, over here under the all users, if Jenny ever forgets her password, you can always send a password resets, or you can just make a password for her. So just remember that you can always update their password right here. So I'm just gonna put Jenny03, just like that. And then what we're gonna do is we're now gonna log in on the website as Jenny. So what we can do is open this up in a new tab. All right. And then I'll click on login. Now you might not have the same login screen because I'm using a custom plugin. So yeah. So as of right now, Jenny is now logged in on the website. And now you can see she has options for Vic Booking, but she can't create pages. She can't actually go and mess up the website, right? So she'll have access to Vic Booking, right? So she can click on Vic Booking right here. And then you'll see that Jenny now has the options to do whatever you'd want her to do, right? So now she can look at room lists, rate plans, but you'll see how some of these are blocked out, right? So the special prices disappeared because we denied Jenny that role. So now she can operate as usual and do any of the options that you gave her. So she can make new rooms, she can edit rooms, and any of the permissions that you gave her, she'll have full access to them in her own personal dashboard, which is really cool. All right, now the next thing we're gonna talk about is probably the most important, and that is the payment methods. So under global, you'll see payment methods. So right here, you'll see that we can add a new one right here. So I'll click on new payment method. And here we have payment method, right? Now under file class, you're gonna see you have a few options, right? You have bank transfer, offline credit card, PayPal checkout. Now Stripe is actually another plugin that we'll talk about in just a little bit, but if you want to accept payments with the pro version, you can use PayPal right here, and you can also use PayPal checkout. So PayPal checkout will essentially allow users to enter in credit cards on your websites. PayPal will just let users log in and pay with PayPal, so you can go either routes, but right here I'll just put PayPal. You can actually set a charge rate. So sometimes these payment services, they charge transaction fees, which is very normal. I'll just say we're gonna charge a 3% transaction fee. Here's my PayPal account. So I'll go ahead and put in my email right here. We can go ahead and put this in test mode if you wanna try that. Here are some other settings where you can, adjust these settings to your liking, or you can adjust the payment button position if you want it like in the middle or the bottom or the top or whatever, right? Here you can add in notes and then also add in a custom logo for your payment service. So you should upload a logo right here that represents your business. And once you enter all this in, you'll just go ahead and click on save. Now, let me show you how all this works, right? So let's go over here to Darryl Hotels. Let's go to my main sites and let's just go to the booking process. Okay, so I'll click on book now. All right, so here I'm on my checkout page. We'll scroll to the bottom and then you're gonna see that we have an option for, this is bank transfer, but this is actual PayPal right here. You should upload a custom logo. So if you upload a custom logo, it'll actually show your custom logo right here. So I'll click on PayPal and then click on confirm reservation. And then the user right here can click on pay now, and they'll be redirected to PayPal in order to proceed with the payment right here. So they'll go ahead and check out with PayPal, and then they can pay with PayPal. Now, if you want to go ahead and actually allow the credit card method with PayPal, you can also do that as well. So right here, I'll click on new. And for payment name, we'll put PayPal credit card. And then right here, we'll put PayPal checkouts. Now on the right side, you're gonna see parameters. Now I'll go ahead and leave a link to the PayPal developer link. So it'll bring you to this page right here. Now just remember, you must have a business account with PayPal in order to set this up. Now this is a free service, does not cost you anything whatsoever. So if you don't have a PayPal business account, go ahead and go through the process, make an account. And once you do that, you'll click on the link in the description, it'll bring you to the developer section. Now, right now I'm in sandbox mode, but if I click on this, I'm now in live mode. So this means I can now accept real credit card payments. But for tutorial purposes, I'm going to select sandbox, and then now I'll click on apps and credentials. And it's really simple. So all we're gonna do here is just click on create app. And this is gonna be for like hotel booking website, right? Hotel booking. Now I'm a seller, right? So this is a marketplace. So we're gonna make sure we select merchants and then click on create an app. All right, cool, and that's it. So here's the client ID. I'll go ahead and copy this, go back over here, and I'm gonna get rid of all this. It autofills it, right? So we have the client ID. Now remember, I'm in sandbox mode. So if you are in live mode, you'll enter the credentials there, right? And then here, I will go ahead and reveal my secret key, and then I'll paste it in this website, right? So I'll paste it there. You can also choose to make this vertical, horizontal. You can change the color to like gold, blue, or black, or whatever, right? And then you can also choose a rounded button or a rectangular button, right? All right, so once you select that, you'll then click on save. All right, now let's take a look at the website. Okay, so I'm over here on my website, and you'll see that the price is $22. I'll scroll to the bottom, and you're gonna see that we have the PayPal credit card option, right? So I'll go ahead and click on these and confirm. And now users will have the option to pay with PayPal or debit or credit card, right? So I'll select debit or credit. And then here they can enter in their credit card number, right? So they can put in their credit card number, right? Put in this, and they'll fill this out. All right, and then your customers will be brought to a confirmation page. And if you go to Vic Booking, right here, you'll see that the payment was received, right? So click on this. And then you'll see that they have now confirmed this booking. And if we scroll down, it'll show that this was a PayPal credit card. So that's how you can accept credit cards using PayPal on your websites. Okay, and now we're gonna talk about the last payment method, which is credit card using Stripe. Now this is probably the best solution, and I highly recommend this one. So first off, let me introduce Stripe. So Stripe.com is a free service that does not cost you anything to get started. There's no credit check, there is no monthly fee. They do take a transaction fee of around 3.5%. I personally use this website to sell templates on my website, darrylwilson.com. It's fantastic. So this is my testing account, but this is actually my business right here. And you'll see that this is our sales. So you'll see for this year so far, we've made about $139,000 in sales. So this website will actually take the money and deposit it directly into your bank account automatically, depending on the settings that you'd like. So I do recommend to use Stripe. It is the most popular in the industry. Now, in order to get the Stripe edition, you do need to purchase it from VicWP. So this is the plugin right here. It costs about 60 euros. And I believe this is a one-time payment. So you'll go ahead and add this to the cart and purchase it. Now, this is a plugin, right? So once you actually do purchase this, under the orders, you'll need to actually download this and upload it to your websites. So this is it right here. And you'll go ahead and click on view order. And then you'll download the product, right? So you'll go ahead and download this, and then you'll upload it to your websites. So going over here, so I'll go ahead and download it. And then over here, all you gotta do is click on plugins, add new plugin, upload the plugin, choose the file, and then under downloads, and then I'll click on install now. All right, so on this website, I already have Stripe installed. So all you'll do is just activate it. And once you activate it, you'll then have the option to accept credit card payments. And it's a lot more convenient and easier, in my opinion. So let's go back over here to Vic Booking, and we're gonna go to the payment methods. So now I already do have Stripe, but I'll go ahead and add it again. So I'll go ahead and delete this, and I'll just start from scratch. All right, so I'm starting from scratch with all of you. So I'll go to new, and then this I'll put Stripe. Now you should probably put like credit cards or something, right? So here we'll go ahead now and select this Stripe option, and we're gonna charge a 3% transaction fee, right? And then you're just going to copy and paste your keys, and that's it. You can get these keys by going over here to developers, but really quick, let me put this in test mode. Or actually, let me use my my testing account. I shouldn't be using my official account, right? Okay, so right now I'm in test mode, and then I'll click on developers, API keys, and then we're just gonna copy and paste this and we're done. So publishable key, go ahead and paste this here. And then for the secret key, I'll go ahead and paste this as well. And then you'll select the currency. So you'll have a list of all these currencies. So you can select any currency you want on your websites. We'll go ahead and scroll down. Now you might want to fill out your company name, your image URL, and then also any information you want to pass to your customers. So this will be Daryl Wilson Co. for your booking needs, right? Now this is interesting. So for image URL, they decided to do this a little old school. So over here under media, we'll go ahead and open library under a new tab right here. All right, and this is a list of your media library. Now what you're gonna do here is click on the image that you want to represent, and you're gonna copy this URL right here, and then you're gonna paste this in the image URL. For the notes, thank you for your business. And then I also want to use a custom logo. So you do want to make sure that you use your business logo as much as possible, right? I don't know why that looked all weird. That was weird. I'll auto confirm this, and then I'll click on save. Now, if you do want to test this out, I will leave this demo website in the description so you can go ahead and test this out to see how it works for you. Because some of you might not want to use Stripe, and I totally get it. So let's go ahead and run through a test transaction here. And then we're going to see it actually pop up in my testing account. So I'll go ahead and book one of these rooms. All right, and we'll scroll down. I'll agree to the terms. And then you're gonna see the Hotel Lux right here, so Stripe. And then I'll click on confirm reservation. All right, and once you select book now, it'll prompt you to a Stripe payment method. So right here, they'll enter their credit card information, the month and year, they'll enter their name and their country. Right here, I'm in test mode, so it just lets me know that I'm in test mode here on the left side. So I'll go ahead and fill this out. After we fill out the information, I'll then go ahead and click on book for $22. And then you'll be brought to your booking confirm page where we have the booking details, personal details, and then the room right here and the price. Now, if you have any issues with this, feel free to contact their support team. During the creation of this video, I did have a few bugs where I got like a broken link and stuff. So I filled out a support ticket on their website. They fixed it. So if you do have any issues, always remember you have full support with this plugin. So that is pretty much it for the booking process and how to integrate payment gateways. So I hope you all enjoyed this section of the video. Now let's go ahead and move on to the next section. All right, welcome to section 5. So in this part of the video, we're gonna fully complete the rest of the website and make sure all of the pages are fully designed to your liking. That includes the listing page and the booking page as well. We're also gonna create business emails so you'll look like a professional hotel, right? And we're also gonna fix any email problems that you have with the websites. You may have noticed that sometimes you're not getting emails from your websites. This happens a lot with WordPress and it sucks. So we're gonna configure your SMTP to make sure all the emails are routed to your customers. Okay, so in this part of the video, we're gonna set up the rest of the website, fix your emails, and make sure you're ready for new customers. You guys ready? Let's go. All right, so now we're gonna talk about business emails and how to properly route them to your customers. Now you might have noticed that when you're navigating on your websites, you might have noticed that sometimes the emails don't go to you or to your customers, and this is a very common issue with WordPress. So what we're gonna do is we're first gonna create some free business emails for your hotel, and then we're going to insert it into WordPress, and then we're gonna route the SMTP. So the first thing I wanna do is I'm gonna go to my Hostinger dashboard over here. So I'm back over here in my Hostinger dashboard, and we can create free business emails. So over here, click on emails, and you'll click on setup. You'll go ahead and find the domain, and then you'll go ahead and confirm that. Once you do that, you will see that you have at your hotel, right? Or whatever website it is that you created. Over here, I'll click on manage, and now we're gonna create some email accounts. So right here, I'll click on create accounts, and this is where we can create info@darylhotels.com. I'll create a password, and then click on create. All right, so we've now created a professional business email. So go ahead and skip this. All right, so we made some business emails, right? So I made two, right? We have info and then we have admin. So right here, I'll click on webmail and now I'll log into my webmail. So this is now your new official business email, right? So now you can use this instead of that, PC hoarder or that Gmail or whatever, right? Now we can actually assign this to WordPress. So what we can first do is let's go over here to our websites and let's now change this email. So let's go over here to settings and let's click on general. I now want to change this to my business email. So admin@darylhotels.com. I'll scroll to the bottom and then click on save changes. Okay, so now we need to confirm this email. So now let's go ahead and check our business email. I'll just refresh this and here you go. So now you'll see that we are getting this confirmation from WordPress. So I want to change this email. So I'll go ahead and click on this link to confirm it. And that's it. So now this is now our new official email for our website, which is a lot more professional, right? Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to install an SMTP plugin. This is important because this will properly route the emails. So over here under plugins, let's click on add new plugin. For search plugins, we're going to type in SMTP. For every WordPress website, you typically have to do this because the default hosting settings with email generally isn't correct, or they don't really make it through. It's a disaster. So we're going to install this one right here. So WP Mail. So go ahead and install that and then click on activate. All right, so you'll be prompted with this page right here. So click on let's get started. We're going to scroll down and click on other SMTP. Now I actually do have a video that'll show you how to link this with Gmail, but that is a little bit more longer, so we're not going to do that. And now we're going to enter in some information. Now I have this page for all of you in the description. This is from hostinger.com, and all you got to do is just paste in the info and you're done. So I'm going to go ahead and take this host name right here. So under SMTP, I'll copy this. We're going to put the host name. This is using SSL, right? So SSL, and the port number is 465. Now we're going to enter in the email that we use to create Hostinger with, right? So admin@darylhotels or whatever email you created, and then you'll enter in your password. So I'll go back here. I'm going to enter it in. Okay. And this is the from name, right? So when you send emails, it's going to be from this name right here. So go ahead and put the name of your business. And then from email, we have our business email. So now click on save and continue. Next, they're going to ask us for other features. I don't want any of this, so I'm just going to click on save and continue. This is just asking if we want to sign up for their stuff. You can if you want. So here I'll click on save and continue. And then we'll scroll down and we're just going to click on skip this step. So now it's checking to see if our mail has been configured properly. And it has. So now you'll see this has been configured. So now all the emails from the plugins and the website will be automatically sent to your customers and everything will work just fine. So go ahead and click on finish setup. Now we can go ahead and test this out. So to make sure that your website is sending emails to your customers, all you got to do is go over here to tools. And then you can send any email to anyone right now. And if this works, then that means your website is sending emails to pretty much any email that you're supposed to send it to. So I'm going to send it to my Portuguese, Daryl Porto, let's see, porto@gmail.com. This is my Portuguese email address. I'll go ahead and click on send. It says success. So now I'm going to check my email. And logging into my accounts, you'll see right up here that we now have the email and this was sent, right? So all the emails now will go directly to your customers. All the automated emails and the receipts will now work properly because we've configured the SMTP. Now, real quick, when building your website, you typically also need to start your email marketing campaigns. Gathering subscribers is a great way to generate money from your website. Email marketing alone has the highest conversion rate compared to any other type of paid marketing on the internet. Now, I know picking an email provider can be very overwhelming. I've been through a ton of them, but there is one I do recommend. It's very affordable and it's great for beginners. It's called Omnisend. Omnisend is a free email automation tool that you can use to set up free campaigns for your customers. Omnisend also has really nice pre-built email templates with high conversion rates. You simply insert the templates, add your company information like your logo, your name, and you're all set. You can send out automated emails from your website based off days, weeks, or even months to remarket to those same customers who visited your website. And I personally use email remarketing for our abandoned carts on my website, darrellwilson.com. We actually see a 10 to 15% increase in revenue just by simply sending out some automated emails to convert those customers who couldn't take the action to buy something on my website. And lastly, OmniSend offers SMS marketing notifications, which will send out text messages to your subscribers regarding upcoming sales or promotional events. So if you are interested in OmniSend or finally starting your email marketing journey, I will leave a link to both and I'll put those in the description of this video for you to check out later. And with that said, let's go ahead and jump back to the video. All right, now the very last section of this video, we're gonna talk more about the design aspect. So as you've noticed that when we actually go through different parts of the websites, you might have noticed that there are parts that you might want to design, like the top right here. You'll see on this demo website, we have this really clean format where it shows this black bar, we have this logo, and this actually appears on all of the pages. So let me log back into the demo website and let me show you how to fix that. So back over here under the demo website, I'll go ahead and just do a quick search right here. And you're gonna see that this is the page right now, right? So we're gonna go ahead and design this a little bit. Now the first thing I wanna do is get rid of this book now, right? So let's click on edit page. So under the Solace options, I wanna hide the title and then click on save. The next thing I want to do is I now want to use Elementor for this. So right here, you'll see edit with Elementor. If this does not display, it's usually at the top right here. So it'll be here or it'll be here. So I'll go ahead and click on edit with Elementor and this will turn on the page builder. Okay, so you're going to see all of this weird stuff like weird code. And this is the box, the search box, but we can't really edit this. However, we can influence it. But before we do that, let's first go ahead and click on the plus icon up here. And I want to add a black bar just like the demo, right? So I'll go ahead and put in this arrow here. And I want to make this full width. So under the flex box, I want to select full width. Now, just to make sure that this is full width, under page settings, you got to make sure under page layouts that you also select Elementor full width. This will force the elements to stretch across the page. So that's one important option. And now you'll see that it completely stretches across, right? So the first thing I want to do is I want to add a black color to this, right? So under the background color, I'm gonna put black, right? And then I'm gonna throw in an image right here. So an image, here I'll click on choose image, and then I wanna select my image right here of my hotel. And this is a little bit too large. Maybe we can make this smaller, right? And then for the flex box, I just wanna center this. So click on the 6 dots, layout, and then put this in the center. And that's it. Now just remember, you can add more. So you can add more below it, you can add more above it, and this will actually reflect all of the booking pages. So this will actually show the logo. So it's a really nice way to present your websites. If you want to add more stuff over here, I'll just throw in this text, and then I'll just put in something else, right? Like a resort and spa, okay? Now I'm gonna style this really quick. Make this, make it white. And then I want to use the flex box now, and I think I want to actually put this as vertical, right? So now we have it vertical, and then I want to center it. So you can put something else here, like a resort and spa, the best hotel ever, right? Okay, so this is going to be what users see. If you want to make this black box a little smaller, we can go ahead and go to the padding right here, and we can reduce the padding just like that, right? Just something like that, right? Much better, okay? And just remember, you can add in more below it and above it, right? So I'll go ahead and click on publish now. So next we have this section here, right? Now we cannot actually influence the, the elements on it because you'll see this is being propagated by a shortcode. However, over here, you'll see that we can actually influence the backgrounds, right? So we can actually change this background to something that matches our color scheme a little bit more. So I'm gonna click on the element here, and then under the advanced section, if I go over here to backgrounds, I can now adjust the backgrounds, right? So I can change this to like a different color, like a very, like a subtle gray, right? Now it's not gonna display on the front end, right? And that's just because it just won't do it, all right? So I'll just select like a very here, I'll just select like a black, right? Just to get started with, right? So we have this black color. I'll click on apply, and then I'll click on publish. So now that we selected that color, let's go ahead and go back over here and click on search. And now you'll see that the background has been influenced where it is now this black background, right? So obviously this is too black. In fact, if you do decide to do this, you should probably change this color to white and maybe make sure that these images are larger so it goes all the way and it doesn't have that gap, right? So just in case you want to know the image size, I'll go ahead and let you all know. So the image size for the full width is about 1024 by 576 pixels. And this will make sure that the image stretches across so there's no white boundary, right? Because this looks a lot cleaner right here, as you can tell. But as soon as there's that white gap, it kind of looks messy and it looks kind of glitchy, right? So that's how you can sort of use this to influence the background right here. Okay, and the very last thing I want to talk about is getting help. I do realize that as you're building your website, you're going to come across weird errors and glitches and all sorts of weird stuff with WordPress, and I totally get it. I have been there. Now, there's a link to Fiverr in the description. If I do have a coupon code, I'll leave it in the description for your first purchase. Now, you can type in Vic Booking right here, and there are a lot of freelancers that will actually help you. Personally, I recommend the people that have development skills. So a lot of these people here will just simply upload the templates and just install it and walk away. However, this guy right here, I did email him before I made this video, and he actually is fully knowledgeable on this, right? So he'll actually help you with your payment gateway with Vic Booking. You'll see right here, he can help you with the payment gateways. He'll also help you with custom developments. So if you do want to customize the emails, if you want to further customize everything, this guy can do custom development work for you, and that's pretty much what you need. But you can just go on Fiverr right here and just go through freelancers, and there's a lot of different freelancers that will help you with Vic Booking, but just make sure that they're developers and not web designers, because the developers can actually fix the coding issues and actually add in more if you want to go that route. The people building websites, like I said, they're just going to upload templates and they're not really helpful. So I'll go ahead and leave a link to that guy's profile in the description. But if you want, you can just go ahead and go to Fiverr and see if you can find people to help you out with any issues you have for your hotel booking websites. All right, party people, we're now going to talk about the channel manager. Now, in the beginning of this video, I mentioned that you can sync up your websites with various travel OTAs, and that is true. Now, this plugin is the only channel manager for WordPress. So if you're watching this video, congrats, because other plugins aren't channel managers, right? So with this plugin, you can actually publish your rooms to various travel websites. So I'll walk you through the options here. We'll explain the pricing, and I'll also talk about where to get help if you want to integrate this on your websites. So let's go ahead and take a look at the channel manager. All right, party people, in this section, we're going to talk a little bit about the channel manager. So this is booking.com and also Airbnb. Now, what you can do with the channel manager is from your booking website over here, you can actually push hotels over here to websites like booking.com, Trivago, Airbnb, Orbitz, and a whole lot more. So for example, if you just come over here and they take a look, you'll see that they can look at specific hotels. You'll see the title, the description, and everything else. Also with Airbnb as well, so you'll see that there is a list of hotels over here in Thailand. And what you can do here is you can install the channel manager and you can push your rooms to various websites all with one click. So let me go over here to the websites and let me show you the channel manager. Now I've already installed the channel manager, so you won't see this option yet. So this right here is the channel manager. Okay, so this is the Vic Booking channel manager. So right now I'm looking at booking.com, and I also have the option to take a look at Airbnb as well because we're connected. So the first thing they're recommending is that we update some of our information. So what's good about Vic Booking is they know what works on the websites, so they're gonna let you know that you should follow better content practices to get a better score. Here you'll see that we're connected, and then below that you'll see the active channels. So right here we're connected to booking.com and also Airbnb. Now they have a ton of other integrations like with Expedia, Google Hotels, TripAdvisor, Trivago, Agoda.com, and a whole lot more. So it does have a lot of connectivity that you can connect to other various websites and push your rooms with just one click, which is very, very convenient, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at the options. So the first thing is the setting options. And what you'll do here is just connect it. So you can click on auto sync. And whenever you make changes to your room, it's going to automatically sync up with those connected websites and adjust it on those websites without you having to go to the websites and, change everything manually, which can be a very tedious process. Here I'll scroll down. Here you can adjust the currency and the email that it goes to and all these other options. So let's go ahead and take a look at the hotel rooms now. So over here, I'll click on details under hotel. And the first thing you'll do is enter in your information as a hotel. So this is your hotel, right? So you're gonna put the name of your hotel, the email, all your information like the address. Websites do need this because they wanna verify that you're actually a real hotel. Here you'll put in the main picture of your hotel, the amenities, the URL, and then also latitude and longitude. You can find this on the Google Maps. If you right click on a Google Maps, it'll actually show you the latitude and longitude as well. All right, but let's go ahead and take a look at our promotions right here. So what's really cool is you'll see I have a promotion running. Now this is actually only running on booking.com. So let's say for instance, you want to go ahead and push out a promotion for one of those websites. You can go ahead and do that here. And they have a bunch of, helpful ideas for you. So like last minute, early booker, all these different promotional ideas. I'll just select early booker. And then right here, it'll say, who will see this promotion? We'll just say everybody. Scrolling down here, we'll just say the minimum was 1 night, and then you can give a discount on those various websites. So I'll say, I want to give a 15% discount. Now they're going to say, okay, which rooms do you want to give a discount to? Earlier, we made a bunch of rooms, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and say, well, I want it for these 3 rooms right here. When can guests stay using this discounted rates? Well, I'll say the discount is from Monday to Friday. We'll scroll down and we'll put like summer promo. Is this non-refundable? You can go ahead and select that if you want, or you can require no credit card, which means they can just book really quickly. I do that sometimes. Actually, there are hotels in Thailand that don't require a credit card, which actually is helpful. And then once you're done with that, you'll just click on save. And just like that, you'll see that we now have a summer promo, and this discount will be applied on the booking.com hotels that we have synced up. I just thought that's a really cool way to push out promos. Now, just to reiterate here, so this promo will push out on booking.com. However, it's not going to affect any other website. It's also not going to affect your website because we have different prices on websites. You ever notice that, how some hotels have different prices on different websites? Well, this is why, right? Here we have room relations. Okay, so next we have room relations. Now what's cool about the room relations is you can actually do some A/B split testing and change the name of your room on various websites to see which one converts the best. For example, you'll see over here on the second chart that we have Queen Apartments, high-end room, and then suite apartment. Now this is actually the same room, but what we've done here is we've just titled it differently on different websites just to see how it works out for us. So the Vic Booking Rooms, which is our website, it's called the high-end room. We made that room earlier, right? But on Airbnb, it's called Queen Apartments, and then on booking.com, it is called the suite apartment. So that is the room relations. Okay, now let's take a look at a little bit of marketing, right? So Vic Booking did integrate a little bit of AI here to help us out. So let's take a look at the first one right here called opportunities. So what this does here is that these websites sort of know what works, right? So for booking.com, they're saying grow bookings by 30% on average by creating a mobile rate. I didn't even know that there are mobile rates. So basically saying you can create rates for mobile users and offer a discount, and they actually do see a 30% increase in conversions. And this can help you plan out your pricing to figure out which works best. Obviously, there is a lot of A/B split testing that you'll have to do to see which is the best price per room, but they have a lot of options right here that you can use to strategize in order to make more money from these websites. So yeah, they have a bunch right here, and let's go ahead and take a look at something else. So they have another thing here called Smart Balancer, and this is very interesting. So I'll go ahead and open this wizard right here. And let's say, for instance, you want to check out holidays in the United States, right? Here we'll select a festivity, so we'll select maybe Christmas Day. So this Smart Balancer AI wizard recommends that we increase the prices from the 25th to the 1st, right? But it says increase, decrease the rates. Generally, I think they're referring to increased rates because I think around the holidays, things get a little bit more expensive. So all you got to do is click on complete the rule. And then you're brought to this automatic rule. Now what this is gonna do here is it's gonna select the dates right here, and then all you gotta do is say, we're gonna increase the room rates by maybe 10%. Here are the selected rooms. It selects everything for us automatically. And then we'll just scroll to the top and click on save. And great, we just introduced that rule. So let's go ahead and take a look at Smart Balancer again. And then you'll see that we have this one rule right here placed. So the AI can help you determine what are the best days to increase your rates for the holiday season. Now, let's say you're like, well, I don't really know if this works, Daryl, Well, they actually have this really cool thing over here called View Booking Statistics. So I'll open this link right here in a new tab. And what this will do here is it'll actually let you know who actually booked through that specific promotion. And that can help you determine if your ads are effective or not effective. And the very last option is over here. I'll click on availability overview. Okay, and here are the rooms that are available. So here you'll see that these rooms are available in black right here. I mean, we have 1,000 rooms, right? Obviously this is just for test purposes. I mean, I don't think any hotel has like, I don't know what this is, like 100,000 rooms. And then you'll see partially available. So people have booked this, so it is going down in numbers. So you can always refer to this to see how your bookings are going. And I think that's pretty much it for the options. These right here just refer to the hotel. The IBE, this actually just brings you back to Vic booking. So if I click on dashboard, this actually goes back to the Vic booking right here, right? So it takes you out of the channel manager. But that is the channel manager summed up. And just remember, you can switch between different companies. So now I'll click on Airbnb. And then over here, we'll be looking at the Airbnb statistics. Now there is one other thing that I wanted to talk about, and that is graphs and statistics. Now what's really cool about Vic booking is that they're actually going to separate which working better, which website's the best. So here you'll see that we have 3 bookings from booking.com, and then we have 14 from our website. And as you added more OTAs like Trivago and TripAdvisor, you're gonna see which website is the most effective. So they do record all the statistics for you to figure out which website's the best. And then on the right side, we have top countries, and then we have the total income and stuff like that, right? So yeah, this is the Vic Booking Channel Manager. It is a great thing to add to your website. I highly recommend it. I'll be honest, it's gonna take you a little bit of work, right? You might wanna hire someone to upload all this info. And we actually do have people that are actually fluent with this to help you out. But before I show you how to get help, let me talk about the plugin. So if you go to Vic Booking and go to Vic Channel Manager, this right here is the Channel Manager. You'll see on the calendar how they have different websites like Airbnb, Booking.com, Expedia, and then they have the number of rooms, right? So this is an example of what it will look like if you have a lot more OTAs. So the cost for this is 89 euros for the year, and all you'll do is go ahead and purchase this, and it's a plugin, so then you'll upload it to your websites. And I do want to reiterate here that these people are partnered with Booking.com and Airbnb and a bunch of other various websites. In fact, I'll leave a link to their profile on Booking.com. They are a premier partner along with Airbnb and a few other websites. So this team actually does know what they're doing, and their products are recognized as good products from Booking.com. So now let's talk about how to get help. Now, I do realize that this here might be a little bit overwhelming. You have to integrate API keys, you have to sync it up with various OTAs, and you as a hotel owner might not know a lot about this. I highly recommend to go to Fiverr.com. If you go to Fiverr.com and you type in Vic Booking Channel Manager, there are various people that know how to hook all this up, and you can hire them to actually do all this for you. I'll leave a link to Fiverr in the description. I do actually have a coupon code, I believe, so I think you'll get like 20% off your first purchase or something. Now there's specific things you need to look for. So you're gonna see a lot of these people that are just gonna tell you, I'll design a website, I'll create a website. These are not the people that you want to hire from. For example, if you see something like this where they'll say, I'll create a website for you, this is not what you want. You want people that have custom development work on their profile, web development, and also integrations with OTAs. You'll see on this guy's gig right here how he talks about iCalendar and how to make a website, but that is not the same as a channel manager or custom development. I actually came across this user right here. His name is, I don't know how to pronounce this, Khalil Fareh. I don't know if that's the right one, right? But this guy here, he's actually very fluent with Vic Booking. And on his profile, he'll actually integrate payment gateways for you. He will also go ahead and do any custom development work. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for people that know how to do custom developments because they know how to go beyond the boundaries of just, basic WordPress, right? There are a few other developers that I came across. There's this guy right here where he's saying that he will integrate the channel manager for you. Just let him know that this is Vic Booking Channel Manager and tell him not to create their own. They must use Vic Booking, okay? And also this one over here where they were saying that they can integrate some channel managers for like Booking.com, Airbnb, HomeAway, and other various websites. So go ahead and contact these guys if you have any problems with the channel manager. I think contacting a developer would be a great idea because you're probably not in the business of web development and web design, but you do have a hotel to run, right? So go ahead and purchase the channel manager, hire one of these guys to get help, and then you can sync up your websites across various locations like Airbnb and also booking.com. So that is pretty much it for the channel manager. I hope you all enjoyed this part of the video. If you have any questions about the channel manager, let me know in the comments below. Hey party people. Now, if you guys need help with your hotel and the designs, we actually offer various templates on my website, joewilson.com. We sell several various hotel templates that you can easily import on your website with one click. The only thing that you'll need is Elementor Pro. So once you install Elementor and Elementor Pro, you can import these templates on your websites and it'll work in like 1 second. So the entire website will propagate. It looks amazing. So in this part of the video, I'll go ahead and introduce these templates to see if it's a right fit for your business. All right, so this is my website, joewilson.com, and over here, we'll click on Elementor templates. Now, I actually have a team of people that actually pump out templates, and we create 10 templates every single month. We have more than 400 templates. And as you can tell, we put a heart or soul into this. We have some really beautiful designs that we build from scratch. So here on the right side, I think it's listed under real estates. So we have 22 templates for real estates. Okay, yeah. So here is a list of some of our templates that you can use for your hotel. We do have dedicated ones specifically for hotels. So I'll go ahead and scroll down here. So these are demos of the website. So as you can tell, you can go ahead and import this on your website. Now this is just a demo contact right here. But if you scroll down, you'll see that, we have beautiful designs for these, for these kits, and you can use these for your hotels. You just got to swap the images to yours. You'll see that we have a little app section for, for hotel rooms. Here we have a list of hotel prices and stuff like that. And then we have like partners and reviews and all the necessary stuff you need for your hotel. And as you can tell, they're not those generic, boring looking templates. We do put a lot of work into it. This is one if you just want someone to contact you with like, their properties. I guess this is more real estate. I don't think this would, fit hotel, right? We also have the resortly one as well, where, you can go ahead and just check in, check out, and then they can check availability. And scrolling down, we have this, I guess like tropical style, right? It's like this orange color, vacation-y, and, they can go ahead and take a look at all the amenities and the rooms and a whole lot more. So if you do want to go ahead and purchase these, you can go ahead and purchase them. We also have this one here. This one's actually really nice, and I really do like this one. Anyways, so if you do want to purchase one, like for example, if you want resortly, you'll just go ahead and click on this. And these are actually 29 bucks. So these are $29 each. You can also subscribe for $99 a year, and that gives you access to all of our templates, or you can pay for a lifetime plan. It's 150 bucks, and you get access to all of our templates plus future templates. It's the best deal on the internet. You won't find it better. Go ahead and do your research. I promise you, you will come back because this is the best deal you're gonna find. Now, the one requirement to using these templates is you must have Elementor Pro. So if you go over to elementor.com and we go over here to pricing and click on Page Builder Pro plugin. And what I would recommend is doing something like the advanced plan or the advanced solo. The essentials, I wouldn't use this one because that doesn't give you access to the pop-up builder, and we have actually created custom pop-ups for you. So I will leave a link to Elementor Pro in the description if you decide to purchase Pro and then use one of our templates. So with all that said, congratulations on your new hotel booking website. All right, party people, thank you all for watching this video. I really do appreciate you watching it all the way to the end. Before I make this video, I do a lot of research on various plugins and websites. I spend my own personal money and I get the pro version of plugins to decide what's the best for my audience. And VicBooking, hands down, is the best one. It is the only plugin with a channel manager. So if you want to link your websites up with various websites, you're going to need to get VicBooking. The other ones, they're cool, but they don't give you the real functionality that you need, right? So I do hope you all enjoyed this video. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. And until then, I will see all of you party people later.